Wallace Chambers, Kings of Leon on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. And England are world champions again then, so...
Oh, it's brilliant.
It was amazing, wasn't it? See, I'm not a rugby man at all. I never watched rugby. I think the last time, was when we won about 12 years ago, whenever it was. And I got into it last week because I realised we were doing so well. I watch England win anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't care what... In fact, I wasn't into war when I was little until I realised we were so bloody good at it.
We are really good at it.
It's brilliant. But, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
Right, that's the rugby thing over. What next? That's it. That's all I've got. That's all I had today.
It does steam me... Sometimes I watch it and it does remind me of when I play rugby, because one of them will boot it down the field, and then someone will catch it and boot it straight back again.
Yeah.
Which is essentially how we
I was made to play rugby. We had to play rugby. Yeah. And I don't think I'd get rid of the ball so quickly.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got tackled or fell over.
Yeah.
I think I touched the ball about 20 times in the 2 years it was compulsory.
Yeah.
I was terrified.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's same as cricket. I can't... I'm a terrible batsman. I'm all right at bowling, but it seemed like the pastime for people I went to school was to injure you.
Yes.
It was funny to see someone poleaxe. It was funny to see someone get a cricket ball in the head.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know,
I never relaxed into rugby because the first day I was going to play it, my mum, I swear to God, my mother said, "Are you playing rugby today? You got the kit and everything. Enjoy it. Be careful." There was a kid at my school who broke his neck. And
cheers,
yeah, thanks very much for that.
See you later.
So I just went to school absolutely
one thing, broken neck, is that or you get better in a couple of days?
You can find your wheelchair.
No. Enjoy the game, though.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely I was just petrified from that day.
See, at least American football, you know,
got
helmets.
the helmets.
Yeah, but anyway, no injuries, thank God.
Thank goodness.
So,
well, I tried to play rugby, but it's awkward when you've got glasses. I don't know, something about
you didn't really play with glasses on.
Yeah, cool. I couldn't see anything, could I? I couldn't see anything. How else was I going to play?
Oh my God! And
so you're bound to be cautious, because inevitably you're a bit more cautious when you've got glass next to your face.
But you were the tallest person on the pitch as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you were when you were about 14, you were probably 6 foot already, weren't you?
Yeah.
And everyone else was what, 5'2"?
Yeah.
So you were
towering above them,
with glasses on.
Just with the glasses on.
And you've got pretty cool glasses now. You've had a bit of a makeover. It's like Trinity and Suzanne said, first thing to go, the glasses.
Sure, sort them out.
Yeah. And presumably you used to have those National Health sort of bottle.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Is it true you've never been able to mosh?
I tried to mosh. Because I've always watched people stage diving, moshing at concerts. I've always thought that looks like brilliant. You know, when they ride above
like
everyone's
heads,
like
they're surfing across
someone's heads.
Amazing.
Everyone's like, yeah. And I always wanted to do that because I'm a big rock music fan. And the only time I did mosh was at Rage Against the Machine. I tried to mosh at Rage Against the Machine.
I love the idea of a band called Rage Against the Machine, aimed at a man with glasses who won't mosh.
Well, it was at the Reading Festival, and I think the lead singer, I forget his name, he went, can I just remind everyone that racism and fascism are on the rise in Europe again. Let's not let it happen.
What did you do?
And we all cheered, obviously. I mean, if there's one thing that guarantees a cheer at Reading Festival, it's down with fascism.
And what did they do about it after the concert?
Pretty much went back and...
went home and had a cup of tea?
Probably, I don't know what they got up to.
They didn't go to Europe then and try and stop...
I don't think they got involved politically in Europe. I think they just continued to rage.
Against the Machine?
Yeah, but largely in America, I think.
Sure.
I tried to mosh, and I got moshing, and glasses flew off. And I remember, because they were playing away, you know, you do what you tell me. And I was just going, careful, I've dropped my glasses. Can we be careful?
Loads of kids in hooded tops.
Yeah, exactly.
Just going mental.
Yeah, and they're all jumping up. So I was going, can we just calm down for a second?
Let's not be silly.
Yeah. It was absurd. And I had to kind of, scrabble around on the floor, and thankfully they were okay and they didn't get broken.
So what couldn't you do then?
What do you mean, what couldn't I do?
What, at school? Can you not see without glasses?
No.
I mean, it's like that you couldn't do anything.
It's a blur.
Really?
It's a blur, definitely.
God.
Yeah, it's like being kind of punch drunk or whatever. So yeah, you can't play sports when you've got glasses.
But why not contact lenses? Because they're not strong enough.
No, they seemed a bit fiddly.
Oh, brilliant. Bit of Lou Reed.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, Satellite of Love. Classic, a retro cut. Lou Reed, with a little help from David Bowie there in the background. Satellite of Love on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Now, Steve, you know how Karl won't do anything outside his jurisdiction. He moans about stuff.
Whinges
He's got
constantly.
one job. We're doing about 5 things in the week.
Always plate spinning.
We just turn up and he's always available. He moans about it. He goes, "Oh, lucky you caught me." Right? He's chatting. He just He's one of those people that whinges enough, and people think he's overworked. So he got Mondays off. Right? He's just a whinger.
Yeah.
I haven't
He
got
won't-
Mondays off though, have I?
Yeah. Well, anyway, 2 hours on a Saturday. This is what the phone message he left me Wednesday on my mobile, but I just is chatting about certain things that are going on at the moment. What he does need to know. Duncan, who mentions, is my agent, and you know you understand a few other things. But this is the sort of message I get from Karl, right? Whinger.
Old messages.
Alright, 12, Wednesday. Just getting loads of people calling me all the time about shit. Yesterday, DVD's signing for BBC London. I don't work there, but I've been dragged into that. I've got a woman on leaving a message from Talk TR going on about do you want to go and see Pop Idol again? Right? They're just saying you and some listeners can go. So I'm sure you'll love that. I've got Jim Benner wanting you to introduce the tin buckets at the Astoria. So can you just let Duncan know that I'm doing his job whilst he's sat on his arse with his thumb firmly up his arse? Can you let him know that I'm running around like a here sorting shit out for you? Alright, see you later.
Message left
So,
at 12.
do you know what I mean?
I know, but that's the kind of phone message he's leaving. Do you remember who he was before you?
But
started
he's
working
even
with him?
annoyed that he gets a phone call. I remember he got a phone call for you to do a voiceover and didn't pass it on. You missed a voiceover. That was thousands of pounds.
No, I did
'Cause it-
pass it on though. I told you.
You
I
did.
said a
You
woman.
said someone had phoned.
Yeah.
That's not good enough.
But who's that?
Well, she didn't say, and I didn't ask. But
Of
it's
course
not my
she
job to do it.
said.
She didn't say.
Rubbish.
So you didn't take the number down. Just when she went, "Oh, can you tell Steve to call me?" And you went, "Yeah."
Yeah, well, I just thought you'd know her already. I should have known. It was a woman, so I should have known.
He's having a go. You see?
Unbelievable. I don't know how it's come back on me. You're the one who was picking on it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying. I'm defending. Why is he having a go at
But
you?
he never
Because
picks on Ricky because he knows you are his bread and butter. Seriously, do you know what I mean? The only reason he's got Mondays off is because you're still doing this show.
yeah.
That's why he's scared of you. That's why he has a go at you on the phone, but he always picks on me because he knows, I'm a pushover, I'm a nice guy. He's scared of you. I don't know how it works.
Is that true?
Steve, I'm always sorting you out. I look after you.
I'm not
Sorted you
saying
out
you
with
don't,
tickets.
but
I
I'm not
sorted
saying
you
you
out
don't, but
lager
I've got
out.
you today. Why are you picking on me?
What do you mean you're sorting about tickets and lager? What's this?
Right, whenever you want tickets.
Yeah, sorry,
I don't want to use this as moaning time and that because I don't like to moan. I'm busy and that, right? But I've sorted you out tickets for gigs.
Yeah.
Right?
What somebody doesn't even turn up to.
Yeah, we won't even go on about that,
Yeah.
right? Lager,
He got sorting about the Cure. He complained it was boring.
yeah. There was that big drum of lager that you had, and you said, "Oh, put that in your room for me,
Yeah.
because I don't want to carry it home." Right?
Lazy.
So I said, "All right, then I'll put it in my room." It goes missing, it gets nicked. Then you have a go at me because it got nicked.
Yeah.
I get you another one. You make me carry it around town for you for half an hour. Then you say, "Oh, I can't be bothered taking it home. Can you take it back to work for me?"
Yeah. But interestingly, this is like a year ago, so it's obviously still pressing on you.
Oh,
is
hang
it?
on. And I forgot the one when we had an argument over 50p. When I went
You
out
didn't
for a
want to
coffee.
give me 50p back that you owed me.
That was the same day you'd given him about 40 quid worth of lager.
But see, this is my problem. This was my point at the time. It's not the 50p in terms of money is not what's important. The fact that you think you don't have to give me money back because it's only 50p, that was the point at stake. It's me who makes the decision. Oh, don't worry about the 50p, not you. It's only 50p. I'm not going to give it to you. Do you know what I mean? There's got to be rules, otherwise it's chaos, Karl. Come on, mate. All
I
right.
don't want to fall out about
No,
it.
that's not all right. Should we kiss and make up? Do you want that? Do you want to do
It's
that?
all right.
Yeah. Well, should we play a little record and come back to this? Because
I can't believe it started with you slagging him off, Rick, and I've ended up
I know.
as the monster.
I know.
Bit of R.E.M.
Yeah. R.E.M. and Animal. Animal. To sing that animals would be R.E.M. and their animals.
What are you talking about?
Well, no, I'm just thinking. I wonder if they've done a video for animals and the animal
What?
on a DVD, an animals DVD. Huh?
What are you
No, I'm
talking
just
about?
saying. It's REM there. It's just a good link. REM animals on a DVD would be. I've got an animals DVD out. My
got an
DVD,
animals
yeah, my
DVD
DVD, my live stand-up's out. Buy it. HMV and
I don't
Virgin.
think you should.
Well, no,
I don't
I'm
think
just
you should
saying.
plug
Animals.
your-
No, it's
I don't
funny.
think you should
'cause
plug your stand-up
I'm
on
not
the show.
plugging it. It came up in the animals from REM. Came
I don't
up.
think you should plug your DVD.
Well, buy it now. It's a really good stand-up DVD.
If you're going to buy anything, I think I ought to balance this out really. If you're going to buy a DVD, you should probably buy the Office series too, because I get money for that.
That's been on telly. Animals. See, Animals hasn't been on telly. The Office has been on telly. It's involved with it.
But I don't get any money for the Animals
but that's
DVD.
what I mean. I get everything
involved.
from Animals, whereas I've got to share The Office, royalties with you and some of the other actors, whereas I get the lion's share. Lion's an animal. The lion's share of Animals. It's all mine, you see. So...
the truth of it is that it's not. I mean, it's your stand-up, and it's not great. It's a bit weak. A lot of the observations are quite poor.
Writing. No.
You're a great actor.
I'm rubbish in The Office. One-trick pony.
Well,
I just touch my tie and I look at the camera, bored with that.
Yeah.
Animals, whole new side.
Yeah. But
15,
frankly, you've been
15 quid.
You've been doing so much publicity on TV that, if people have seen it all, they'll have probably seen all the best clips.
No, yeah.
There's only a couple of decent gags.
It's only really the dance, and you can get that on a JPEG.
Some other great stuff
Don't
in there.
buy The Office.
There's some other great stuff in there.
No. Phoenix Nights is better than The Office. So buy Phoenix Nights, don't buy The Office. Okay?
Well,
right, let's get on with it. That's that. Right, what else is
You've probably heard most of the stand-up observations on this show, so...
Right, what have we got for us? Available in HMV. Go on.
Oh, well. I'm annoyed. Office. I was walking away from the show last week. I was walking towards Berwick Street. I like to look at the records and the record shops. And I was on my mobile phone, and I was chatting away to someone, and what can only be described as a prostitute...
Go on.
Stood on the street corner.
Was she a woman that gives you sex for money?
Yes.
That is a prostitute.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Go on.
And as I was walking by, she said, "Do you want to buy sex?" Now,
You sure it wasn't a market trader giving 6 plums or
No, it was
something?
definitely...
6 for a quid?
No, it was definitely
Go
a
on.
prostitute.
Yeah.
And what annoyed me about it, what I wanted to pick her up on something, was the fact that I was on my mobile phone. It's like, can you imagine?
She was rude.
Who would what, am I going to hang up? Sorry, Mum, can I call you back?
I've just had an offer.
You say you want me to meet more women.
And you sent me that 30 quid
Exactly.
for my birthday.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Johnson, I'm really excited about the job. Can I call you back? I'm just going to negotiate with a whore. And it was just sort of, you could tell that she was clearly probably desperate for crack or a latest fix of smack. So she was literally the normal etiquette of prostitution. That they hang around, they show some thigh. I've seen this in films.
Will ya?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Take you out for a meal. That sort of thing. That had sort of gone out of the window, and she was just there, desperate, running around.
Did she go out of a window? Because that's another thing they sometimes do. Specialist ones.
But I was shocked because I've never been propositioned before like that.
Really?
In London.
That's weird, isn't it? Karl, thoughts?
I think you'd be sort of approached a lot because they tend to sort of go for people who look like they haven't got much chance.
Sure.
And I'm not being mean.
No.
I've known
What do
you
you
a long
mean?
time.
Sorry, I'll let you go back to it. In what way aren't you being mean? By saying that
No,
Steve...
Steve knows is a little bit odd looking.
I don't think... Well...
No, he does. Do you know before...
No, but it's not what he thinks of his looks.
Yeah.
It's what he thinks of you talking about his looks on...
No, but it's like how you were talking before about, your eyes are bad. It's nature's little way of saying, look, nothing to see here, right?
I don't get that!
I don't know what you mean.
But when you look in the mirror and that, they've gone, look, he hasn't got the looks, let's make his eyes bad, right?
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, they're balancing it out, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny, right? Now we're on the topic.
Sorry,
right,
Johnny Depp.
No, listen, but...
My chest is gonna burst at this moment.
Whenever we go into this conversation, I always think to myself, Karl, do you know what you look like?
I am gonna...
Seriously, can I be honest with you? You look like, if you've got like a balloon, a hot air balloon, right? Just a little balloon, like a party balloon. If you drew a little face on it, right, and inflated it about halfway, that's what you look like.
right, I wasn't...
No, play a record. I don't want to get into this. It's too intense.
Now you've got onto this. Let's just nip it in the bud now. I'll tell you something that I wasn't going to tell you because I think it was
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Right, it was on the tube. Right, well, I wasn't. Someone told me they were on the tube. Right, and the tube pulled into a station. Right, and one of the women saw the poster that's out at the moment with you and Rick on it. Right.
Yeah.
So this woman apparently goes, "Oh look, there's Ricky. Ricky's on the radio." Right. And the other woman goes, "Oh yeah, don't you listen to it?" So she goes, "Oh, I didn't know it was on the radio." And she goes, "Oh,
I'm sorry, Steve.
look at."
Because he didn't make it sound this bad.
She said, "Oh, look at that look at that person he's with. So she goes, yeah. She said, that's Steve. She said, I was sort of aware that he looked odd because Karl mentions it on the radio.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as much of a blow to me, but I can see how it was a bit of a shock to you.
Yeah.
So that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that isn't me sort of telling this woman to say anything. That was all happened without anybody else sort of bringing it on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
Was it... Sorry, you seem to be relishing this. Was it because of the little balloon story that made you...
I honestly, Steve, I wouldn't have told you, but if you're going to start, having a pop...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can't just sit here and take it and that.
No.
I mean... All mates.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was
Share
mistaken
that
for
to
Johnny
me.
Vegas. Steve's got a story about that, if you want to have a go at me.
Well, someone just thought you were fat with a beard, which is true.
Well, don't have a go at me because he said you look...
Well, you started it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
I
did.
didn't.
You were milking it. You were egging him on.
I was laughing.
You were egging him on.
I sort of was.
Yeah.
But let's not,
Oh, it's a good job you got lots of good mates like Jonathan Ross you can go and hang out with. You don't need other friends, people who've helped you in your career.
He's good looking bloke, isn't he, Jonathan Ross?
He's a good-looking fella.
Play a record.
New single from Evan Dando, that's called It Looks Like You.
Out of Time by Blur. Luckily, we're not out of time. Got another hour and 25 to go. So it's not over yet on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
We've had quite a lot of emails, as ever, Rick. I should just say, because we're very
It's a
lazy.
much listened to show.
We're very lazy people, and we rarely reply or read out the emails. But
I never read the emails.
Absolutely
so
never
I
read them.
rely, if I haven't replied to them, or my mail, Steve opens my mail and reads my emails. So if I haven't replied, it's just because he hasn't passed it on to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I haven't passed it on to you because I know you'll never reply.
Sure.
So, I'm just cutting out that. But I just want to say thanks for the emails. We do read some of them, and we do appreciate the fact people send in jokes.
I appreciate it. I love it. Yeah,
But we've
I
had
don't have to do anything towards it.
Sure, we had an email from Jack. He just said he missed the last 2 weeks' shows. Has he missed anything?
Not really. No, it's the same stuff.
Same old
I
rubbish.
think last week Karl was having a go at Chinese people not aging well. He had a go at the gays, and he came up with a ludicrous story about a monkey that was impossible.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
don't think Jack's missed much. Go on.
No. We've just had an email from the Pringles people.
Oh, right. Good, because it's finally started to happen. I hear these stories about people getting given cars and Armani suits and trips abroad, and we haven't had no. But finally, people are starting to, realise what we're doing, our impact on society,
Yeah.
and we've got a whole box of Pringles sent to us. Not on those little tubes, the proper tubes, the foot-long tubes.
Yeah.
So. And well, what have they said?
Well, the Pringles guys
they want
have
them
said,
back.
No. They've said they like the show, and if you want more Pringles, give them a call, and they'll send you
I
more
want more
Pringles.
Pringles.
Yeah.
I bloody love Pringles.
Yeah.
Pringles are... The thing about Pringles is, they're Moorish, right?
Yeah.
But how would I put it? The sort of thing when I open them,
Yeah.
and by that when I pop,
Right.
yeah, I have to eat the. Well, okay, how can I put this? When I pop, I can't stop.
What do you mean? I don't...
Well, when I pop them open, I can't stop eating them.
Right,
open.
when you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's because of the chemicals. I think that might be the reason.
But they're good chemicals.
They're good chemicals. They're the best chemicals.
Pringle chemicals.
They're not bad chemicals. Like
Lovely.
you're using chemical
so
warfare.
yes, I want some more Pringles.
Yes,
what else do they
more
do?
Pringles. It's interesting, actually, you were saying there that, like, other people, like Kylie, I imagine, would get given sort of maybe sexy underwear. You got Robbie Williams, where he gets the Armani suits. You get sent the crisps.
Yeah,
Which seems appropriate, yeah.
Oh, but it's nice to be sent. Go on.
Talking of Pringles, on the Finchley Road tube station, early on my way in.
There's a
I'll tell
lot
you
of Pringles there, isn't there?
Well, I'll tell you a job I don't like.
What?
I wouldn't want to be doing. The woman, there's a little woman who sits in the little snack stall on Finchley Road station.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to describe it, really. She is surrounded by snacks. She can't move for snacks. It's
Does it look like American Beauty, but with different...
not dissimilar to that.
Yeah.
It's a little hut on the station, and it's like if you go to the seaside, you can put your head through one of those cardboard cutouts, and it looks like you're a big fat person, or whatever, and you can have your photo taken. It's like an equivalent of that, but it's just snacks everywhere. She's got bananas up to her chin. She's got chocolate coming down to her eyes, crisps either side of her. She can't move. She can't do 360 degrees. She's like packed in there. I don't know how she gets in there.
I think they put her in there first, and pour in the bananas.
Yeah.
And then they go pour in the nuts.
She has
and
2 hours of makeup before they open,
exactly, yeah.
dressing her in there. Because I'll ask for something from the fridge, and she cannot turn her head to see. She has to go by feel alone just to feel the fridge and get stuff out and pass it. And often I'll say, that's not what I wanted, but she can't. You've got to let her off. It's extraordinary.
Dear.
But there's no music playing.
Does she have
there's
to
nothing.
sell her way out of it?
Exactly.
If it's a slow day, she's stuck there till the next day.
Yeah, it's like a world-breaking attempt.
Yeah. Oh dear. First Finchley Road. So if you,
If you're on Finchley Road or just want to pop down there, have a look at the snack woman, because it is. It's
how
always
does she
amusing.
get refills though?
I don't know how it works. I don't know how she goes to the toilet or eats. I don't know what she does.
Yeah.
But God bless her.
That's one of the jobs you wouldn't
That's
have.
jobs I would not like.
I've
yeah.
always worried about working in one of those big photocopying places.
Sure.
Because it's just that constant taste of toner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so dry, and I just imagine going to work with a hangover.
Yeah.
8 hours in that sort of
I think it's
environment.
those jobs where what's the best that can happen that day? Do you know what I mean? The photocopying shop. What's the best?
Well, they probably have interesting things, like people going and photocopying.
Porno mags.
Can I have 30 copies of my art?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I couldn't make it to the staff party.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
wonder if I could do that in here.
Yeah.
Carl, what job wouldn't you want to do? Well, any job. You're a lazy.
You're joking, aren't you? I've done loads of stuff. I'm quite happy now doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, you look happy.
I think
You
I
sound happy.
Yeah, I mean, calm down. You on drugs?
I'm all right.
Are you
I
on
was happy
E?
before England have won and that. I'm
What?
happy for them.
Yeah, go on, happy for
I'm
them.
happy in that.
Yeah, what do you mean happy for them? We are England. Happy
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't play. I did very little towards it.
No.
It was mainly Johnny Wilkinson.
Yeah, I
and the
barely
other-
contributed. Switching on the TV was about as much as I did.
Exactly, and shouting, "Come on!"
Yeah.
Talking about jobs and that, though, I was reading the other day about rubbish jobs that people have had and
I
stuff.
haven't got time when I work, man. I just get on with it. I'm not squiddly diddly. Fingers in pies, different jobs. Go on,
Do you know Ivor the Terrible?
Ivan.
He
It's Russian. Yeah, that was the Welsh fella. It was bloody awful, but not as bad as his Russian cousin, Ivan. Go on.
he had a fella doing some work for him. Right, this fella built his house. After it was done, right, the terrible fella was like,
Fella Ivan.
he was going, "Oh, it's brilliant. You've done a good job there.
Yeah.
I don't want you to build another one like that." Took his eyes out. Just
What?
stopped him making an house like that.
Another
again.
one. Blimey.
That's
Why
bad,
didn't
isn't it?
Why didn't he take away his trowel? Then he could have seen, but
Yeah.
he couldn't have built a house without a trowel. You can't build a house without a trowel.
Yeah.
Makes you
I
think,
suppose he probably later thought that once he'd been nicknamed Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah.
He
Go,
thought, why? Because you
I-
gouge people's eyes out.
Yeah, but I didn't want to build another house.
I know, but
Take his trowel away. What would I have been then? Ivan the crafty at most.
exactly, yeah.
Ivan the jealous, Ivan
Yeah.
the spoilt brat. But
Yeah.
Ivan
the
gouge someone's
Terrible
eyes.
is
That is
bad.
bloody terrible. I'm surprised you're not called Ivan the. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're going to go down in history like with Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
He's mainly remembered for impaling people.
Yeah, he did a lot of other stuff.
Did a load of great charity
But
work he did. It's
the
not
impaling
remembered.
is the thing that's really
Yeah.
gone down in history. When were you reading about Ivan the Terrible?
No, it's just
or
little
Ivor
stories.
the Terrible is the thing you remembered from this informative article.
No, it was just little bits like that. Talking about him, there was a thing about someone who worked for that fella who painted the ceiling.
Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, there was a thing. A woman who worked for him in his house, and
I love how you assimilate information when it's just bordering on the academic or just the interesting and true. It's wonderful. Ivor the Terrible gouged someone's eyes out 'cause built him an house. That fella who painted that ceiling had a woman work for him. Imagine if you wrote that down in an essay. Imagine if you wrote that in a school essay.
Well, you'd probably end up with not getting a grade or...
Or thinking you turned out to more than you had.
Exactly. Anyway, the
Go
woman
on.
who lived with...
Yeah, the woman who lived in a shoe. Go on.
yeah, there was this woman who lived with him, and she used to go out and do all this shopping and that.
Yeah.
But because she couldn't read or write, he used to have to draw everything that he wanted.
Why couldn't you just tell her?
I don't know.
No,
It's
but no, wait. That's an excellent point. Could she talk?
Yeah, but if it's a big list and that, loads of different coloured paints.
But why
and
couldn't
stuff.
she draw on a piece of paper? Why did he have to do it?
Because he's a better drawer, isn't he?
That's the point. That's it. That is. We were just looking for the logic of the story. You found
You
it.
done it. Play a record. I Don't Owe You Anything by the Smiths. on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl, over to you. This is the time where we play, well, the world famous quiz, isn't it?
Rockbusters, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is Blockbusters, but with music. See you later.
Cryptic clues and that. Do you want to say?
Not really,
Steve,
not really cryptic, but go on.
We've got a number of DVDs to give away, including some teachers' DVDs. We've got a bunch of CDs here, and also Ricky Gervais's live stand-up DVD,
Animals, brilliant.
which
Cool.
is not good at all. I really would not encourage people to buy that. It is weak observations, poorly performed. I would recommend The Office Series 2 on DVD.
Rubbish
That's
in
still
that. I'm
available.
awful in that. You can actually see me forgetting some of my lines.
That's true.
Go on.
Right then, so cryptic clues. Just an example, might be new. I reckon people will be staying in today because it's raining and that, so might not have heard it before. So, like...
Or they have and they're not listening.
yeah. Well, whatever.
Oh, good. You gave up on that, did you?
Well, give us an example of the sort of thing.
Jesus.
All right, maybe don't.
Listen,
It's gonna take that long.
I'm a broadcaster.
Yeah, words are my tool.
Go on.
All right, forget that.
Come on, Baldy.
Right, three clues then. Here's the first one. It's a band or an artist.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for?
Good point. Good question.
Right.
Oh, no. Yeah, if it had been why you're going to the northwest, that's a different matter. Go
I'm
on.
going to the northeast. What are you going there for? Right.
Yeah.
S is the initial, so it's a band or an artist it starts with an S, and that's the clue. Right. Second one. Oh yeah, she's related to the man in the lamp. Right. That's G. Right. She's related to the man in the lamp. Right. And the third one is the Jamaican fella would love to live there, but it's a little bit pricey.
Oh, God, I feel an accent coming
That's
on.
one where you're going to have to think about it with the accent.
I imagine.
Initials there, DS for that one, right? So the Jamaican fella would love to live there, but, you know, it's a bit dear and that, isn't it? A bit pricey. So,
So give us some again, quickly.
right, the first one, I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for? That's S. She's related to the man in the lamp, you know. That's G.
Changes a
and
bit.
the Jamaican fella would love to live there, but a little bit pricey.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
that's DS, so email in or text and that.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. What's
or
the
text 83XFM. Yeah, what's
Win
that?
those
So-
prizes.
All right,
Brilliant.
play some ads.
Yeah.
Steve, is there anything wrong with a bit of old-fashioned rock and roll, yes or no?
I do not believe so.
Well, then there's Jet, so roll over DJ on XFM 104.9.
Who are you?
Ricky Gervais, who are you?
Steve Merchant.
Who's that little bald mank whinging twat over there?
Karl Pilkington.
Yeah, sure.
One and only.
All right? No. Oh, go on.
Rick, as you know, there's always junk lying around in this studio, and not all of it is Rockbusters prizes.
No.
And there's I've just been flipping
Some of
through.
it's the playlist.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just flipping through an old copy of the Guardian Guide from last week.
Sure.
You know, the little listings thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if people might have seen it. There was a documentary on this week about the transfer of British sitcoms to America.
Yeah.
And we did an interview for that because I'm remaking the show over in the States. I'm just flicking through and I noticed there's a little write-up about it here. And it says, blah, 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 and it says, quoting me, it says, "We don't care if David Brent becomes a woman," burbles Steve Merchant, eyes bulging with imagined riches. No, my eyes bulge normally. That's not me being greedy, that's
you know
just
that thing
me.
I did on it when I sort of like rub my fingers together and do that stupid Brent... People take that seriously.
I know.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
Oh, some people got it, but I think it was something in the paper the next day said Gervais's mannerisms could have been transferred as dollar signs. Well, I was really sarcastically. I was
Exactly.
doing it like that. I was pretending that I just cared about the money.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
irony, you see, people say Americans don't get irony. Most people here don't get irony.
Absolutely right.
That's
Yeah.
why they think this show's rubbish.
Yeah, I know.
We fooled them.
Yeah.
We've had the last laugh. We
Exactly.
think it's really good.
Exactly.
Karl, Come on. Let's have some news. Let's do some proper radio. Have you? All your news comes from Anna Nova, doesn't it?
That's
What will
where
Dr.
I
Fox
got
do
that.
about now, 2 o'clock? He'd do some amusing news.
It's coming up for 2, and here is the news with Karl Pilkington.
Well, like I said, it's just headlines and that. I don't bother reading on if I
No
like
point.
the headline.
And it's all from
You get
Anna
the
Nova,
story,
not from a newspaper or.
It's not made up or anything. These
No,
are real
okay then. Well,
headlines, so-
let's see. Okay, imagine Trevor McDonald doing this.
These are real news headlines.
Okay then. Wow, they're real to Karl. Okay, here we go. And here is the news with Karl Pilkington. Bong.
Man hid in wardrobe to avoid work.
Yeah, good.
All right.
Bong.
Teenager gets stuck in washing machine.
Bong.
Dutchman has 2 right feet.
Bong.
Cow hit by train lands on farmer's wife.
That is the real news to you, isn't it?
That's brilliant.
I was just thinking the cow flying through the air.
Yeah.
And the wife going, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Dutchman has 2 right feet.
Yeah, he's having some operation or something, and
What, they put the wrong foot on him?
he's got 2 right feet or something.
Well, maybe it was only a right foot that was available.
Good dancer.
Yeah. Oh dear.
What
Well,
else?
in real news, I was I followed that thing with it was that fella that got into the palace when Bush was there.
Right, an undercover journalist,
Yeah. I mean, it would have been a problem if he was a terrorist, but it's sort of like, and as the palace said, you know, all our tests are to expose terrorists, not journalists.
Yeah.
I just think it was no big deal, really.
Yeah.
I think it was much more big a deal for
Well, I
the
think it was-
journalists than anyone else. It's like, well, okay, well, all the journalists in the world can pop up as long as no terrorists get in.
Yeah.
We're all right.
Exactly.
Yeah. A bloke just got through a terrorist. No, an ice cream seller.
Yeah.
That's all right. Then.
It was like they're waiting hand for thinking, I can't believe it, it's Baz Bammingboim from the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
And I think that's Gary Bushell. That's fine.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But it was just that all he did wrong though was just lied on his CV.
But I think he did.
But everyone lies on their CV.
Of course. Of course. Everyone
actually,
gives
I don't.
references.
I don't think I've ever done a CV. I tried to lie. I did one once when I was at ULU and I was an events manager. I applied for a job at Radio 1 for events manager. Didn't even get an interview.
Yeah.
So I just stopped the CV lark.
Sure.
And I just, you know.
The one knocked back and that was
Exactly.
it.
No, but yeah. So
You've lied on your CV, have you, Karl?
Yeah, loads.
Yeah.
It's just
it's like someone from Little Britain. Yeah, no. Yeah, loads. Yeah, go on. Come on.
there was one
Radio,
when
come on.
there was a job going at Granada. In fact, this isn't even lying, and I still didn't get the job.
Go on.
right? But
Well, you
Granada,
don't get a job just because you don't lie. It's not. Have you lied? No, you got the job.
Yeah.
No, but there was they ask you loads of stuff, don't they, that you think, well, that's got nothing to do with the job. I don't know why you're bothering me, asking me certain stuff, right?
Qualifications, things like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, it was languages,
Yeah.
right?
What did it say?
It just said, you know, put your name, put your address, languages, right? And,
What? Oh yeah.
And I
You don't speak any other languages, do you?
well, I just put English, quite good.
You didn't.
No, I did. Honestly, asked Suzanne.
I think you told me this before. Did you really put English quite good?
Yeah, honest to God. Didn't hear back.
Well, you know what they meant now. That you know what your error was, don't you? Are you fluent in French, German, Chinese?
Yeah, but I didn't want them to think I've got loads of big words and that. Do you know what I mean? Well, I don't use loads of big words and stuff.
No, they
There's
meant.
no
Do you
point.
speak any other languages?
It's any other languages, Karl, not the
They
one your
assume that
native
you can
language.
speak English because you're filling out a form.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's like language is none.
Yeah.
They assume you can speak something, and they probably think it was English. And to put quite good when you are English.
Yeah.
English is your first language. Yeah, I'm quite good at it. I see your point now.
It's true though, isn't it? I'm not sure quite good is accurate.
No, poor. English,
weak.
poor. Weak. You didn't get the interview now. What did Suzanne say when you told her you'd put that?
She just laughed. It was
Really?
too late. It was too late to do anything.
How's her hair? Do you want to talk about it?
Right, she's off today, so
Is it alright, is it? Oh, she's listening, you mean?
she's at home today.
But it's probably alright now, isn't it? Because a bad hair day, it doesn't
Yeah,
last.
but it'll be nice. It'll be a little nice, not today.
You're scared of her, aren't you?
No. I mean, I don't want to...
You've learned your lesson that, you know, you can't talk about people like that. because it upsets them.
Well, plus I can't do it all now because we're doing Pulp Fiction later, and it sort of involves her head. So
Brilliant.
So let's...
Excellent. There's me thinking that you're being considerate.
Yeah.
All worried about
You don't want to use up the material until later.
Play a record. Wild is the Wind by David Bowie from station to station on XFM 104.9. Adverts. XFM. Travis, beautiful occupation. What's the best job you've ever had still, Karl? Talk about occupations. It is still
Paper round.
Is it still the paper round?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
No, it was good though. If you look at it, like, you know, what I liked about it, you're your own boss.
No, you're not. You're not your own boss.
No, the guy
The
runs
news
the news
agent
agent.
is your boss.
All right. But then once you get out and you've got your papers and that, you sort of, you're on your
Do
own.
what you want
can
as long
think
as you
about
deliver the
stuff.
papers exactly to the places he said you are in the time he said.
Yeah.
It's
and I did.
freedom, isn't it? Any jobs you wouldn't do?
Go
I just thought of one that you wouldn't do
on.
with your sort of mild homophobia.
Well, I'm not.
Proctologist.
What's that?
Basically sticking your finger at other people's arses.
Right, well, I wouldn't do that, no. Why have you got to do that?
What do you mean, why have you got to do
Well, why
that?
does anyone need that doing?
Because they got to look if they've got an arseache or something.
Which trainee doctor makes that their speciality?
Do you know what I mean? That must be, right, we got a place for proctologists, and it's you, Meadows. You
Yeah.
came last.
Oh, seriously, what? I'm not the arse doctor, am I?
Yeah, you came last.
Oh, I'm a bum GP. I can't
yeah,
believe it.
yeah. You got to, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
That must be it, mustn't it?
Well, presumably
Or-
no one would choose it. No one would purely. If they can have the brain surgery.
Well,
heart.
what if you're brilliant but you were shy? You couldn't look people in the face.
Yeah.
You could you could do anything you want. No, I just don't want to look at them. I just want to do their asses.
Yeah.
Really? Just want to do the asses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Carl's face. You didn't know there was such a thing as an arse doctor, did you?
No, not really. Specialised, he does nothing all day but that.
Well, he probably has a sandwich about 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Washes his hands. What do you mean he does nothing all day but that? You don't say that about a brain surgeon or thoracic surgeon, do you?
No, but that all day, that's not good, is it?
I love the fact that I can blow his mind with just things that people take for granted. A dentist just looks in mouths all day.
Yeah, but that's a bum
What?
job, that, bum job.
Just think of that. Oh.
So what do you need to know then there?
It's a lot to know.
You gotta have nice nails,
Yeah.
no rough edges.
Well, you'd be alright, because you got that job handing out biscuits to the old people because you had nice hands, didn't you?
So, yeah. And I know a lot about biscuits. I know my biscuits.
Do you?
Yeah, I know which ones they like and that.
Do you? What do they like? What do old people like?
Bourbons, rich
Do they
tea.
really? Because that's my least favourite. I would never eat a bourbon. I could be starving and I wouldn't eat a bourbon.
If you want to let us know what your favourite biscuit is, why not email in? Ricky.Gervais at XFM.
But I'll tell you what, with all them eating biscuits, I bet they get arse problems, don't they? So you could double up, couldn't you? You could be handing out biscuits in the morning and checking out.
So why would you go and have that done then? What sort of problems then?
What do you mean? Loads of problems.
Like what?
Prostate.
And they've got to go there. They have to like have a little, you know.
Well,
Problem.
there was that. I told you that story. That bloke. It's not an apocryphal tale because it's about an orderly's report, and this is the bloke that filled out the form. And what happened? He went into hospital basically with a sauce bottle up his arse, and on the report, he said obviously, you know, pleasuring himself using a sauce bottle. And on the report, he said that he'd been shopping at Safeways and he'd come in with his shopping and he'd forgot his key. So he'd put his bags down on the step, right? And he started climbing up the drain pipe to get in, right? But as he was climbing up, his trousers and pants fell down. He slipped and fell, and the sauce bottle went up his arse. And the orderly said this story would be somewhat believable if Safeway sold their sauce bottles with condoms already attached.
That's like a game of Kaplunk.
So he I love that he put a condom on it. I wonder if that was so he didn't want to get an infection from it, or he wanted to use it on his chips later. So waste not, want not.
Talking of arse,
yeah.
Rockbusters. we should give those clues again because we're not getting many right responses here. Let's give them once more.
Do you know what I think? Because the mentalists out there get his clues and they're rubbish. So I think his clue must be so way off.
I know.
That it's something wrong. Do you know what a pun is, don't you? You can't change the word. You can't have, he's bald and he rides a bike. Who's that? Bicycle Stipe. That doesn't count. It's got to be Michael Stipe for it to be correct. It's got to be Michael Stipe, yeah?
All right, well, the most we've had, we've got 2 right, right? So
let's hear the clues again.
All right. First one was, I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for? S. It's a band or an artist that starts with S, right? I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for? Second one, she's related to the man in the lamp, right? That's G. Band or an artist. The last one, the Jamaican fellow would love to live there. It's a bit pricey though, right? DS. Right?
DS.
DS. Email in or text in.
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Or on the text, 83XFM. Right?
Bob Dylan. Dylan's, of course, playing in London this week.
Yeah.
And
good luck
it's
to
a
him.
classic. Bob Dylan, It's All Over Now, Baby Blue from 1960-something.
Bit of trivia for you, Steve.
Go on.
That is the last record we ever played on the old XFM before we were fired.
I bet that was a moving moment for about 8 people.
I just thought of something. You know that thing we did about, they said that we just cared about the money, selling it to America?
Yeah.
If we cared about money, would we be here now? Do you know what I mean?
I know.
think this proves that we don't do things for the money.
Exactly.
Jesus. All right, Karl?
Couple of emails. Monkey Matt's emailed us.
Who?
Monkey Matt.
Oh, Matty, yeah, go on.
Yeah. He says...
How's the Monster?
He's all right. He says, Karl has missed a cracking headline from The Sport. Hide-and-seek champion found dead in cupboard. I hope it's real. I don't know if it is.
I doubt it.
Just looking through some of the news stories that Karl did make it into Karl's news roundup.
Yeah.
This one you might be interested in. Headline, woman says partner ran off to become vampire.
Yeah.
And it says a young mother says her partner has dumped her to become a vampire. Rebecca Roberts from Somerset says Matthew Barrett fell for a blood-worshipping woman in a US cult. The 23-year-old mother says he began shaving all his body hair, dressed in black, and used Rebecca's lipstick to redden his eyes. Rebecca caught him performing weird blood rituals in front of his computer at night, cutting himself to prove commitment. She said, I thought it was just a hobby. Everyone's got a right to one. I was pleased he'd found an interest.
Brilliant.
This is apparently from The Sun. Apparently he's left. He's gone to America. He's living in this Ohio-based cult. But it's the last bit where she's been asked whether or not, if he came back, would she take him back?
Sure.
And this is where I wonder if the journalist, you know how journalists are supposed to just report the news, be objective.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe the journalist here has maybe had some interference.
Made the quote better for them than go on.
Because it says, I never thought this would take over his life. Now, if he came back, I'd say fangs, but no fangs.
Oh, dear!
I can't believe. Imagine you're the woman, Rick.
Okay.
And I've come round.
You're the
to you.
journalist.
I'm the journalist, and I've come in and I've said, okay, I read about this.
All I have to do is not say that thing.
You've come. I understand you're obviously quite upset. Your husband's gone
gutted.
off. If he came back, would you take him back?
Definitely not.
Right. What would you say to him then if he came
Just
back?
get lost.
Right, but
I'm really pissed off with you.
Would you perhaps say something a bit more pithy?
Not in this situation, no.
You're upset?
He cuts himself, he drinks blood, he's left me.
Sure,
sod off. I'm not interested, mate.
Because I tell you what.
Go on.
I mean, I like what you said there, but I wonder if we could condense that a bit more. If he came back, would you say...
Go away.
Would you say something? Would you ever say something like, thanks, but no thanks?
No, because it makes it flippant, because I'm really angry.
I know you're annoyed.
And I'm
but-
upset, so I wouldn't
Sure.
say... I certainly
But what-
wouldn't say thanks. I might say no thanks.
But what if you sort of said it like aggressively, like you're giving him the finger, thanks, but no thanks? Like you didn't really
What,
mean
sort
it.
of sarcastically?
Sarcastically, would you possibly say
I
that?
might say thanks, but no thanks, and that'll be it. And that's
Right.
and I'd leave it there. I'd never change that.
Sure.
I'd never change those words.
Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Do you like puns?
Hate them.
Right.
I don't like
It's
Countdown.
interesting.
I don't like QI. I don't like any of those posh Cambridge, Oxford types. I hate puns.
If you had to say thanks, but no thanks in the form of a pun, what would you maybe say?
I wouldn't. I never would.
Right.
I'd say thanks, but no thanks. I would. I mean, I feel embarrassed that I'd even say that because I don't think I would even say thanks, but no thanks.
Okay.
But if I did go that far, I'd leave it there.
Sure.
So,
have you ever noticed, as I have,
Go on.
the similarity between the word thanks and fangs.
Not really.
It's very similar.
Not
Fangs,
really.
fangs,
F-T-H, there's a K.
Fangs very much.
G. It's A and N. Well, the A, the N, and the S, but that's about
Would
it.
you agree it sounds marginally similar?
Yeah,
Is
sort
it
of.
possible you might one day say fangs but no fangs?
I wouldn't know.
Right. I could put that though, could I?
But don't say I said it.
Right.
I mean, yeah. Fangs, but no fangs.
Yeah. This is the thing. Just if you ever read an article in The Sun, The Mirror, anything, do not believe it. Really seriously question and query it, because
If it ends with fangs, no
if
fangs.
it ends with a pun,
Yeah.
almost certainly they never said it.
Feeder. Do you know what? I'm annoyed at now, right? We've got another ad break coming up. How many ad breaks have we had in this show?
I know.
Carl, how many ad breaks have we had in this
It's only
show?
about 3 an hour, 3 or 4 an hour.
3 or 4 an hour, so about 3 minutes. So 20 minutes. 20 minutes is wasted on shite. I mean, apart from the stuff we talk
Well,
about.
it's funny you should say that, because someone said to me last week that they felt that there were more adverts now on the show than there used
Are
to
there
be.
more adverts
Rick,
in the show?
I think just checking some of the emails, I think that's because people are requesting them. They find them more entertaining than what we're giving them.
But can't we sort this out?
Oh, don't go on about it.
No, can't we though? Why can't we have less? Why have we got so many? Is it?
It happens, doesn't it?
Well, no. You can't listen to radio in after every record. It's bad enough trying to keep listening with the rubbish we come out
Yeah,
with.
we've got Rockbusters here. Let's get them back. You know what I mean? Right,
Come on then.
first, it's,
Right, has anyone got all three?
No.
No, right. Okay, so there's some. I'm going to ban Rockbusters. Okay, go on then. What are the clues again? Tell me the answers.
Well, give us the ones that they did get.
All right. Well, they did get. She's related to the man in the lamp.
What's that?
That was G.
Gina.
That was
Genie.
Genesis. All right.
Genesis.
Like Genesis. So it's the sister of the genie. Genesis. They got that one.
No. What's the band's name?
Genesis.
So no,
Genesis.
say the band name. Genesis. Right. Okay. Well, I don't get it, because Genie is just nothing like that.
Well, they did. So don't
Right,
worry
okay.
about it. Stop worrying about the ads. Stop worrying about that. All right. The third one was the Jamaican fella would love to live there,
Go on.
but it's a little bit pricey.
Go on.
Right. That
What was the initial?
DS. Deer Streets. All
What?
right? It's a Deer Street to live on.
Deer Streets. Oh yeah, I haven't heard of them. But they're a band.
That's Dire Straits.
No, it's not Dire Straits. It's not Dire
I'll
Straits.
say-
Deer Streets.
The Jamaican fella.
Go
would
on,
love
then.
to live
Go on.
there.
Make it sound like that.
Like Deer Streets. Deer Streets.
Do it again. No, it's still not. Keep going. I haven't got it yet. Go on.
Deer Streets.
Deer Streets.
They got that one as well. So
All right, well, let's hear the one they did
Can I
get.
do an impression of a Jamaican fella saying Dire Straits?
right.
Dire Straits.
The first
It's not
one,
the same.
The first one they struggle with was I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for?
When you say struggled with, no one got this.
No one got it.
Go
People
on then.
didn't even attempt it.
Okay, do on the northeast.
I'm
What?
going to the northeast. What are you going there for? Seal.
Seal? What?
Hull's up in the northeast, isn't it?
Hull is, yeah. Sea Hull, yeah.
Yeah, so what
I
are you
haven't
going
heard of
there
them
for?
either. Is
Got
that-
a seal, right? So that works.
Who's Sea Hull?
Seal?
Oh, Seal. What's that got to do with the north, though?
Seal. That's the way I'd say it, isn't it?
Okay, that's the end of Rockbusters.
Unbelievable.
That's the end of Rockbusters.
I can't believe we even brought it back, Rick.
Right, I'm serious. That's the end of Rockbusters.
Can I be honest with you?
Go on.
I'd love to hear some adverts now instead of that.
Well, hang on
So
a
would
minute.
I. Adverts are better than that.
I'm just saying Laura.
Doesn't matter.
Laura's the
Fine.
one with
Well done, Laura.
Right? She
Well
only
done,
got two,
Laura.
but we'll give her that.
Yeah, just play the
So,
ads. I'm actually looking forward to the ads.
Really looking forward to it. I hope there's a phone.
Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. We're all in love on XFM 104.9. Sorry about Rockbusters. That's the end of it, definitely, because it was dreadful. Do you know what I mean? It's not. Do you know what I mean, Steve?
Yeah.
It's quite funny, but that was awful.
I mean, we've apologised for that quiz so many times.
I know. We've given it. I think it's 2
People
comebacks.
like it though, don't they?
No, they
People
don't like it. They don't like it because
do
it's
like it, they
that's
love it.
too. That's people. No. That's the end of that. Less adverts next week. Sort that out.
Yeah.
Because it's awful. 20 minutes of adverts. Do you know what I mean? It's not what people listen for. So, right, redeem yourself. Have you got the film thing you're in?
Right, yeah, I'm in a film. It's Pulp Fiction this week.
Right.
Right. Changed it a little bit, tweaked the storyline a little bit.
Okay.
It's just
To make it better, yeah.
It's just do you know how I've talked about Suzanne's hair and that?
Yeah.
About when she got it cut, didn't like it and that.
Yeah.
So it's sort of about that. Listen to it. There'll be a question at the end. You can win some good stuff.
Yeah, well,
Right. So, and this is the scene where they're in the restaurant. Do you know when they're about to do the robbery?
Yeah, play.
So it's not a restaurant. I've changed that. It's a barber's.
right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Then.
Is there going to be a question after this?
Yeah. Stay there.
Okay.
Right. Girlfriend came in here earlier. Had a haircut. I'm not happy with it. Look at the state of that. Well, don't laugh. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to cause any fuss, but just want you to sort it out.
Afraid I can't do that.
Well, you can do that because it looks a mess.
Look, my friend, this is just where you and I differ.
Well, you've got to do something because look at it. When she came through the front door at home, I thought Dave Hill out Slade had walked in.
Funny, I was thinking the same thing.
Look, I don't want to cause any problems or anything. She hasn't even seen it properly yet. She sort of had it cut and came straight home and didn't look at it. Suzanne, just look in that mirror. Look what they've done to your head.
God damn it, what is it?
Suzanne!
We're not gonna do anything stupid, are we? I'm the manager here. There's no problem.
What do you mean it's not a problem? Look at the state of her hair.
Be calm, cooperate, and this will all be over in a minute.
I'm gonna go home.
No, we're not going anywhere until they've sorted your hair out. I'm not walking home with your hair like that. It's embarrassing. So let's just get it.
You die.
No, forget having it dyed. Just get it cut. Colour's not a problem. Just sort it out. Just get rid of.
Let's see what we can do.
Right. Good. Look at it. Look at the state of it.
I'm trying real hard.
Suzanne, just keep your head still there so you can.
Just hang in there, baby. You're doing great. I'm proud of you.
Just sort that bit out there. Just cut that. My barber says I've got the hair of a Chinaman. Have you heard that before?
Oh, man.
What? What's so funny about that? Is it serious or what? Freaking me out.
If my answers frighten you, you should cease asking scary questions. It's almost over.
There you go.
No, it's not brilliant, but that'll have to do, won't it? I reckon we'll have to buy her a hat on the way home.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Do you think Suzanne's listening?
It's all right, isn't it?
I like the fact that in that she's represented with a sort of dimwit southern accent.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend. So I'm sure she'll have appreciated that.
All right,
It was nice, yeah. It was a nice. I don't know what kind of copyright infringements that was made.
Yeah.
But
All right,
for
well, the question is, what did I say is odd about my hair?
odd about your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
All
yeah.
right.
Fans of the show will know that already, I'm sure.
Yeah, so email in, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk or, just email, actually.
Yeah.
Bored?
All right?
Yeah. You can win some tat. The usual address.
That is a beautiful record.
Yeah, this is Thunder Road by Bruce Springsteen, as recorded by Badly Drawn Boy. You'll enjoy it.
Good job.
Badly Drawn Boy doing his version of Bruce Springsteen's Thunder Road.
Good effort.
XFM 104.9. Tricky song to do a good version of, but not
Good
bad.
effort.
Not bad.
Badly.
Tell you what, who's also made a good effort?
Go on.
Stephen Gunning of Tooting. He's correctly identified that Karl's hair is like that of a Chinaman's.
Or it was.
Yeah, and many other people have emailed in saying, how can we know what your hair's like? Because you are a bold mank.
Yeah.
So people have correctly...
Is
picked up
our
on that.
language okay on this show in general?
I've told you that, you know, to be careful in that.
Yeah, why don't you try putting some effort into it as you get Mondays off for this 2 hours? You come up with Rockbuster clue that no one can get because it was impossible. It wasn't even a clue.
Yeah. I've got your headlines. I've done Pulp Fiction, right? I taught you about that fella, the builder fella, and his eyes and that.
You don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know what you've taught me. It's sort of like you borrow information. It's like one of those things that, you know, what are those things called? Write once, read many. You can just pass it on, and it's
Yeah.
one of those CDs you can just play once.
Well, it struck me
that
when-
is you and information. It goes in. If you tell someone once, it's like you've lost it. It's like passed the parcel with knowledge. It's gone now. You don't even remember what you told me.
The chain letter.
What?
You mean chain letter, don't you?
Shut up. it struck me when we were listening to his phone call to you at the very beginning of the show. I don't know if you might have missed that, but basically it was a message that Karl left for Ricky. But about halfway through that message, there was the feeling, I don't know if you noticed, but like the words started to fall apart. It was like he wasn't going to make it. Every time Karl opens his mouth, it's the equivalent of walking across one of those rickety bridges in Indiana Jones. That you might not make it to the other side.
I know, yeah. Oh, look at him.
Anyway, we've had a few laughs and we've had a few insults.
Yeah,
but,
so we'll try and sort of really, honestly, I'll try and sort out something else as opposed to Rockbusters next week. Less adverts, I think.
Ideally.
What else?
Oh, better chat, better music, better presenters.
No, come on.
They got rid of Monkey News.
Was it?
Nothing
Oh, no,
going
is there
on
no Monkey News?
No, it's gone on this week.
Don't talk. There must be some Monkey News. It's not like it's real news. You tell us stories about chimps from the 18th century. It's not. Don't give me nothing happened this week. You just didn't look at the internet.
Did look.
And there's no news. Nothing happened.
There was one little bit of Monkey News about how you can now buy tea that's been picked by little chimps because it tastes good.
Right.
That's what they're saying.
Right. Why does it taste good? What do they do to it?
I don't know. It just annoyed me.
Is it those chimps from the PG Tips Act?
Well, that's the annoying
Are they
thing.
dressed up, having funny conversations
But
like
that's
in a
the
house
thing.
somewhere?
Everyone made a fuss about, that's cruel making them pick a piano up.
Yeah.
If I was a chimp, I know what job I'd prefer.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Doing removals rather than standing in a field picking tea and that.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he probably thought that was a documentary.
Yeah.
He thought it was a trailer for a Channel 4 programme.
All right, we'll be back next
I've
week.
got a little treat for them. Right, that winner of the DVD, watch the behind-the-scenes footage because you see Karl's little round head. So they're enjoying that. Who won that, by the way? We're giving that away, haven't we?
Yeah, we forget what it was.
It's gone.
Don't bother watching the rest of the stand-up, though. It's a bit poor. Leave you with 50 Cent's outfit.
Fiddy, I called him Fiddy.
Fiddy,
I
yeah.
called him Fiddy Cent.
Back next week.
Fiddy. Don't steal our son. Please, lads. Thrills. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
Yeah.
Little Carly Pilkington, little baldy mank, whinging little twat. How are you?
Yeah, all right, yeah.
What are you doing? Happy? Feeling a bit happier today? You look as full of spunk, as they say in America.
Yeah, I'm all right. Just a bit of a miserable day, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit miserable.
Yeah.
Walking in today, right? Do you know I walked through, like, the sort of the gay district of London and that?
Right.
You don't walk, you mince, don't you?
Well, just walking through on the way to work, and I'm always interested in their little shops and stuff that they have, right? Loads of
Their little shops.
That's don't be ashamed of. If you want to go in and buy something, go in and buy something.
I'm just having a look at, looking in the windows and stuff. Little postcard just near the entrance.
Yeah.
That's meant to tease people in, to make people go, that sounds good, I'll nip in, right? Little postcard. Free butt plugs with every sale.
That's great. How did we get from 5p off milk to free butt plugs with every sale?
Wow.
What society come to?
Well, it's because we're liberated, Rick.
Yeah.
It's an open
What
society.
did you buy to get them? You didn't buy...
I didn't but what's the purpose?
What, of the poster or of butt plugs?
Butt plugs. Because I really honestly
You
don't...
shove them up your arse, don't you?
Whoa, slow down, bum. Shove them up your bum.
Yeah.
But when? Is that just like when you're doing whatever, doing stuff around the house? Or...
I think it's not to keep things out. Is it like you would use a plug in the sink to keep, the water in the sink?
Oh, if you're not gay. Get that? Oh, yeah. No, I know what you mean, yeah.
I don't know.
No entry.
What is it? I mean, I don't understand what
I
that's
don't know. I assume it either feels good or are they... well, I've got to be careful here. Or are they sort of like breaking it in?
Right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's like a shoehorn.
Sure.
or
It's like when you stick paper in your shoes if they're a bit tight.
Or those people who sort of like put little bits of wood in their lips, and then as soon they've got big plates in their lips.
Yeah.
Same with the butt plug. It means you can, you're ready for anything. I don't know, do I? Look at Karl's face.
Well, if you know what butt plugs are used for, then why not get in touch? Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
What do you think? If there's any...
I can't believe we're already on this subject.
I know.
It's 1:05 and we're
I was going to say then, if there's any people who use butt plugs, and I was thinking that Karl would have said, well, they're not up yet.
Yeah.
Because they go out late.
No, but
But what is it? We're award-winning people. We've written a TV
Not on
show. It's
radio,
widely
though.
respected.
Not on radio. We're rubbish on radio.
I know, but
We've got nothing to lose.
I always say to you, Steve, that I like educating people and that. Now, the way I see it is I didn't know what they were.
Let's phone to go in. Someone might know about butt plugs.
All right, we'll get.
No, get them on. Get them on. Ask them.
No, because they might say something dodgy.
Oh.
Yeah, whereas what have we just been doing?
Just take a chance. Take a chance and tell them not to swear.
Well, you tell them.
Okay.
Right, Steve,
I haven't got my headphones on.
Hello, who's that?
Come on, hold on.
Who, sorry?
Nicholas.
Nicholas, hello, mate. You're not going to swear, are you?
No, I'm not going to
Keep it clean.
Yeah.
Keep them keen. What were you calling about?
I'm phoning about your plugs.
About not my plugs, but sure, plugs in general. What do you know much about them?
No,
Are you a plug user yourself?
No, I'm just thinking if maybe you've got some gay friends and you're spending the night at their place, you might want to use one.
Right. What, you mean experiment with them, or?
No, so you can make sure they're not going to do anything while you're asleep.
Could I suggest? Just lock the door. I mean, that is easier to me.
Can I make a bigger suggestion? That's probably the most homophobic thing we've had said on the show today. Thanks very much for your call. Right, okay, good. Well, that's why we shouldn't put people on the line. Just, without checking first. I think Karl's made a good point. That's the calibre of listener we've got. God Gave Rock and Roll to You by Kiss on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant.
I'm bloody glad he did, Steve.
Thank you, I am.
Cheers.
Karl Pilkington's with us as well. He's learned some stuff while the song's been on.
He's had a couple of calls, one from a bloke, one from a woman who worked at a sex shop, and you learnt quite a lot. I could see your eyes widening. What have you learnt then about butt plugs?
I haven't really learned anything. I still don't understand.
Yes, you have.
No, but the woman was just saying, it spices things up a bit.
Yeah.
Well, what do you need to do that for? The end result is always the same, I think. So why complicate it? Do you know what I mean? Are you with me, though? These people who say, they do stuff all night, it's like, what's the point? That's why I like short stories and that.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
So...
Excellent. I wish people could see what he looks like when he's talking like it. Oh, in fact, he's in Heat next week, Steve.
Right.
Yeah, they've put a picture of him. They could do the grab off the DVD, and he's behind the scenes, and he's got his little picture in Heat, and he hates it, don't you?
Well, I'm a bit annoyed because I didn't want it in.
Why are you worried?
Just don't want people
knowing what
I look like and that.
Why?
Were you on the DVD?
Yeah, but...
It's to public domain. Anyone can take it off there and put it on the paper now.
But that's extras on a DVD, and I'm just thinking not that many people. If they watch it, they won't take it in, stuff like that.
What are you worried about then?
Just, there's like me brother and sister and stuff who I don't see anymore. If they know what I look like now, they might...
What do you mean if they know what you look like now? They've just got to imagine little Karl Pilkington with no hair.
No, I've changed quite a lot because I work hard, don't I? So I've aged quite badly. Right. And I'm just thinking if they...
You used to have the hair of a Chinaman,
But
didn't you?
sorry, why is it a problem for your brother and sister to see you?
Because I don't see them anymore, do I? And they'll come out of the woodwork now.
What? They're after your millions?
No, so they're sitting at home, they're looking at Heat, and there goes Karl Pilkington, oh, Karl's my brother. My brother, maybe I'll go and see him.
I don't want the hassle.
But they could find out where you are.
What's the hassle then?
It's just hassle of having friends and family and that.
You mean this, don't you?
Yeah, it's that I'm not into having.
But if either your brother or your sister came to your door, would you not welcome them in and give them a cup of tea?
Do you know what? He bumped into his sister, right, after about 7 years in a car park somewhere, right? And she went, oh, I got a picture of my new kid. Do you want to see it? He went, not really. All kids look the same. And she went off in a huff.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but that's the problem, though, isn't it? She hadn't seen me for years and years. That's the way I am. I'm not like being rude or anything. I'm just says what comes in my head.
Oh, don't give me that. Don't do that. I'm not rude. It's what comes in my head.
That's a rubbish excuse.
Not rude.
Know me, know my ways.
Yeah.
Right, am I wrong then? Let's look at it. Let's look at what I said.
There's Nouts Obama's cakes. Know me, know my ways. Get out, you twiddle flunt. What is that? What sort of philosophy is that? Know me, I'm rude and take it, I'll leave
I'm not being rude.
You are being rude.
What, saying that old babies look the same?
It's your nephew. You didn't even bother to have a look. You could have been courteous and had a look at the picture.
If it was a first, I'd say fair enough, but she's got loads of kids.
Oh, fair enough. What kind of woman is she?
David Bowie, Lady Stardust from Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. I went to see him Tuesday. I know you went to see him Wednesday, Steve. I mean, obviously I'm a mental fan, but I think objectively that was one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
He's got the best band in the world. He played all the hits. It was an amazing show. The sound was incredible. I mean, do you know what I mean?
Well, his voice as well. I think people don't realise how incredible his voice is.
It was absolutely
soulful is the word I'd use.
Brilliant. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. You don't care, do you, Karl? We don't care about this.
You never really go to gigs, do you, Karl? The live music experience is not something you enjoy.
Can be all right.
Go on.
I heard that someone else who went to the Bowie thing said that he sort of messed with the songs a bit, which would annoy me.
No, he didn't.
Not really.
Hardly at all.
He said when they did Life on Mars, instead of saying something about just the tune of it, he messed with it so it wasn't the same. That would annoy me.
What would you do? Get up and leave?
But I mean, we're not talking Bob Dylan or Sinatra. He ad-libbed a little bit, I suppose, and it's his song, but it was totally faithful. He was singing the songs. What do you mean?
Well, it's just don't mess with stuff. It's like if you went to see Titanic and then the boat didn't have a crash, you'd go, what are they doing? It's like, I fancy messing with it.
Well, he didn't. I'll tell you, he didn't mess with it. Relatively speaking, he did not mess with the songs. They were brilliant renditions.
That would be a hell of a film, though, where Titanic gets to New York. Absolutely fine.
Oh, Karl. But, you're amazing.
It's because I work here, though, and there's a lot of gigs going on all the time, and then you get to a point when, you just go, get a bit fed up with that.
Well, when was the last time you went to a live experience?
Well, I've been to gigs, but the one that springs to mind probably is when I first sort of tried a gig out, and it wasn't a music one. It was Bottom. Do you know with
Bottom the live thing with
Rick Mail and Adrian Edmonton?
Yeah, in Manchester.
When was that?
Years ago, because it was in Manchester in about, I don't know, 87, 88 or something, and I was set up for a blind date. Right, this a mate of mine sort of set me up to see this. What?
Girl. So you said let's go to Bottom?
Well, I didn't tell her. I just said meet us at the Apollo.
I bet she was over the moon, wasn't she?
Met her there. I said right.
Romantic.
Going to see some middle-aged men run round in pants. Brilliant.
Well, it's good. It's one of them things that afterwards you've got something to talk about, haven't you, and stuff.
Yeah. So was it a good gig?
Yeah, it was all right. Sort of bought some April fruits and that at the start of the night.
Yeah.
I think she liked that. And then we watched Bottom. Then afterwards had a bit of a chat. And then...
you didn't see her again, I take it?
I would have done, right, because she was all right looking and everything.
Yeah.
But when we were chatting, she said she had a problem with a marrow and that.
She what?
She had a problem with a marrow.
She had a problem with her marrow?
Yeah.
You mean her bone marrow?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant she had one stuck of her fanny.
No, just the...
Thanks for that, Rick. That's an image I can't get out of my head.
No, I wondered what... Oh, I see, a marrow. I thought you meant a marrow. Her marrow.
And is that serious, that? I just was put off it because I thought...
I think it's more serious than a problem with a marrow.
Yeah,
I mean... With a marrow and that.
It's an idea if you're bored with butt plugs.
I love it. I love it. Everything he says is like someone from Kes.
It was just that thing that... Because
you didn't want to go out with a girl who might be ill in some way.
Well, yeah, I thought, what's the point in spending time with her, spending money on her and stuff, and then she's going to die on me?
Oh!
No, but seriously.
God!
No, but I'm just... See, this is what annoys me.
Oh,
you asked me to be honest, but I'm just saying, what's the point in me getting upset and stuff?
No, but it's not the... It was the one thing he said, what's the point in spending money on her if she's going to die anyway? You've got to realise that's not a normal thing to say.
No, but what's the point in getting to really knowing someone and thinking, oh, she's really nice, I want to spend my life with her. It's good that she told me when she did.
Karl! What, during Bottom? This is the most amazing thing you've you've ever said.
What do you-
Steve, don't you understand what I'm saying?
But no, because what? Well, firstly, it's the assumption that she's going to drop dead, and you're going to think, well, I just bought her some open fruits. I'm livid.
I don't know what it means when you got a problem with a marrow and that, but she looked pretty serious when she was talking about it. So I was like, oh.
Christ almighty.
I don't understand what's so bad about
Play
that.
a record. I'll tell you. I'll explain to you during the break. Play a record.
Libertines?
Yeah.
If you're morally objectionable, why not email ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk?
It's okay, he's an idiot.
True.
Modest Chambers, Kings of Leon on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Steve, I
Yes.
want to talk to you. I think it was, might have been Wednesday night. I was in the pub. Phone goes. And Karl goes, "You watching that thing about parasites?"
Right.
I went, "No, I'm out." He went, "Oh, fella with a maggot in his head."
Fellow with a maggot in his head.
Yeah. And they go, "Oh, no, he's pulling it out now." Oh, God. I said, "Well, I'll get it. I said, "Yeah, see you later." About 5 minutes later, I get a message on my phone. Beep, beep. I look at it. It just says, "Oh, no, there's a fella with his fish up his cock now."
There's a fellow with a fish up his cock.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Do you want to explain that, Karl? Is it one of those little ones that swim up if you're having a slash in the Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird, isn't it? But it was still like stuff like that. It started off with
What does the fish do when it gets in there?
just sits there.
Why? Well,
Well, what else can it do?
no, but why does it go up there?
Don't know. I didn't listen to that bit. There's a bit. It started off with a fella who had a bit of meat and got a tapeworm inside him.
Yeah.
And he grew it for however long, and then it came out at the end. It was about 7 foot long.
On purpose?
Yeah, he did it on purpose. Yeah, for the program, right?
I think probably slimming, isn't it?
Well, I was thinking that could I mean, you're a fan of Waller. Could he purposely have about 8 of them?
What, Rick Waller?
Yeah,
It's a good idea.
because they were saying how they eat, a lot of stuff when they're in you. They just eat. All
Well, they
the-
take enough so you don't die, and nor do they. Yeah, but I mean, you've got to keep taking them out, haven't you? Because you'll still have the same weight because it's got to go somewhere. So you'll have them in you. What you got to do is let them eat your meal and then take them out.
Do you think worm watchers will catch on?
Yeah.
So anyway, so that happened, right? And then there was a woman with a maggot in her head.
A woman with a maggot in her head?
She went on holiday, it got in there somehow, and
Stowaway.
it it was massive. And the thing is, she had a hole in her head, and she's there being interviewed with the doctor, and you can see it just sort of sticking its head out. Do you know when you see a cartoon with a maggot in an apple?
Yeah.
And it looks around like that?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just take it out there and then?
I think they could have done, but the doctor's messing about. It's like, well, it's good for the show, isn't it? And they left it in there.
Right, that's libelous.
Well,
That is libelous.
but I found it weird. Why not just grab it? Wait.
Because there must be a reason. There must be one of those medical reasons that you don't really know about, Karl.
Right. And another bit. This was the best one, right?
Grab it!
Right. There's this fella, and he was on his bike, right,
Yeah.
cycling to work or whatever, and he sort of sees this thing in the corner of his eye. Right?
Literally in the corner of his eye. Or you mean he saw
He just said he saw
in his
something.
peripheral
He
vision?
saw
Okay,
something
yeah.
and thought, what's that?
Yeah.
So he thought, oh, doesn't matter, whatever. And he stops off at a cafe, right?
Yeah.
Get a little scone, a tea or whatever. And he goes in there and he's sat down, and the waiter comes over. He says, "Yeah, what do you want?" He says, "I'll have a scone and a tea." He goes, "All right then." So he goes to get it, comes back. As he puts the tea and the scone down, his face is like, "What is that?" Right, like a look of frightenedness on his face. Right, drops the tea and legs it. So the fella's going, what? So he legs it after the bloke and goes, "What?" And he says, "Oh, something came out of your nose. That was massive."
Sorry, something came out of the
Nothing,
guy
this is all
serving.
true because people would have watched it, so don't start saying it
Sorry,
didn't
but hang
happen.
on, I just need to clarify. The guy on the bike...
I don't believe he ran away.
Wait a
I
minute.
don't believe he legged it. I don't believe he had a look of frightenedness on his face, and I don't believe he said something massive came out your nose.
Wait a minute.
And I don't even believe he had a cup of tea in the scone. These are the things that I think are embellished.
But who had something coming out of his nose? Was it the guy serving the scone?
The one who was on the bike who ordered the scone,
Yeah, but what
it
was
came out
it?
of his nose.
Yeah, what was it? Came out of his nose.
right? So he goes home and he thinks, I've got to sort this out because it's not good and that. So he
But
sat.
what? No, it was out of his nose. So you mean it poked out of his nose? It didn't come out?
It just said hello and then it...
It was like the maggot in the head.
Yeah,
he just
yeah,
popped,
it just-
popped his head out, had a look around and went back in.
Why did the bloke drop the tea and run?
Well, it's weird, isn't it?
All right, so he goes home.
He goes home and he goes, oh, God, you know. So he sits in front of the mirror and he's sat there waiting. This thing comes out. Again, sort of looks round, goes back in again. So he goes, oh.
No scones.
Right?
Not interested.
So he goes, I've got to sort this out. He goes to the doctors, says to the doctor, I've got something up my nose. It just keeps coming out and having a look round, going back in.
Didn't say that.
The doctor's like, oh, I haven't heard of that before. Right?
Didn't say that.
So sat there. It does it again. The doctor looks, frightened again.
Runs away?
Yeah.
Well,
He's got a look of frightenness on his face.
He had a look of medical frightenness.
Yeah.
He dropped his stethoscope and legged it.
No, he said, I know what it was. He said, what? So you got a leech up your nose. He had a leech about that long.
What's radio?
Well, how long's that?
4 inches.
4 inches coming out of his nose. Next time it stuck its head out, he grabbed it, pulled it out. That's horrible, though, isn't it? Isn't it?
Can I just remind people, just let people know, when Karl was saying it was about that long and Ricky said 4 inches, he was using his fingers.
Oh, yeah, he didn't have his... No.
There's nothing else
The
there.
fella out, no.
So he had a leech up his nose. How did he get a leech up his nose?
Don't know, again, I'm not that bothered about that bit. It's just- all the footage and stuff.
Oh, play a record.
Brilliant programme.
Yeah.
It's just the same. He just sees that. He gets fast. He doesn't read on. His education is just sound bites and self-embellishment in his own head.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
funny,
like
'cause people
he gets all his news from Ananova and he just reads the headline.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he just doesn't bother reading it.
But he considers that education. He
Well-
gets annoyed if you think that more
So you
information is
don't
useful.
get going on that, 'cause we'll talk about that later. If you're going
I'll
to start
tell you
having
what.
a go.
Right, okay. Okay, we're going to play a song now, and I'm going to tell London Karl's confusion over evolution.
Right.
Better you two?
Oh, brilliant.
Sweetest thing.
Good listening.
104.9 XFM, 104.9. U2, the sweetest thing on XFM. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
So we're with Karl in the week. So what can we do this week? I was saying, well, don't do Rockbusters. That's dead in the water. I hope the listening public agree with me. He's going, well, I want to teach you stuff again. Remember what I taught you last week? I went, no, no idea. Were you joking? I went, no. And he went, Ivan the Terrible goes like a fella's eyes.
Yeah.
He actually said Ivan the Terrible at the time.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember. This was a man who had built something for Ivan the Terrible, and then Ivan
but his
gouged
idea of
eyes out.
education is telling someone something that knows more about the subject than him so they can correct him when he's telling them it. And so I said, well, I don't know. And he gets annoyed that me and you are dubious against monkeys who perform bank robberies. And he goes, but you believe in Newton.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the difference. I was trying to explain the laws of the universe, right? He was going, what do you do? And so all I come up with, I thought somewhat interesting. You know when you tell a child maths, you say you've got 3 potatoes and you've got 4 potatoes.
Yeah.
I have to do that with science to Karl.
Yeah.
So I ended up saying, imagine you're in a shopping trolley with loads of house bricks. If you throw the house bricks out, you'll go the other way. He loved that.
Right.
Didn't you?
Because I didn't know that would happen. And it's sort of useful to know. It sort of explained a bit to me and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I like doing stuff every week. I think listeners go away going, well, I didn't know that. Do you know what I mean? Karl told me something there.
They forget it instantly, just like we do. We're
don't.
friends of yours, and we forget it instantly.
No, the annoying thing with you is, Steve, not so much, Ricky, at least he'll listen now and again, you'll just dismiss stuff straight away. I told you
Karl-
loads of stuff yesterday, I taught you loads of stuff.
But Karl, what you consider education...
What did you
hang
do?
on, what you consider education, I consider tittle-tattle.
Well,
It's not education. Do you know what I mean? You seem to think it's education. It's just kind of gossip, stories you've sort of half read.
right, all right, example of yesterday. Goldfish have longer memories than people think they do.
Yeah.
You said no, it's rubbish.
No, we didn't. We said,
No,
where'd you get that
we said,
from?
where'd you get the
really?
information from?
Yeah.
There's not enough information there for it to be educational. Because what you've said
Because
is
it's also
longer than you
relative.
think. I don't know.
Because that as a statement, it has no objectivity. Goldfish's memories are longer than some people think. That isn't a fact.
Exactly.
Because we don't know how long do people think a goldfish's memory is. Do you see what that isn't a fact? Whereas Newton's laws of physics and the universe are.
Right. Yeah, but it was just a little thing. And I taught you more than that. I said about there's loads of Chinese people, if you put them in a line, you can't get to the end of it.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
There's loads of Chinese people.
We know that, but what? If we put them in a line, we can't get to the end of it?
We just say there's about 1 billion Chinese people in the world.
But what really annoys me is, right, I read something on the internet the other day, because I'm always trying to learn stuff.
Yeah, no, you are. I know you are.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're having a go at me because you're saying, well, what does that mean? Yeah, there was a report on, I think it was on Anova or BBC News website. It said, the world may end in 32 million years. Right, first of all, it says may, it doesn't say it will. And 32 million, who's going to argue with that? And yet they're allowed to put that on a website. You're not having a go at them.
No, but
you didn't read on.
There's more information.
That wasn't meant to be a newsflash to worry people. That was like, oh, scientists have discovered that possibility. That was just like.
Yeah, but again, possibility.
No, but Karl,
yeah, but
there's the other paragraphs that you haven't read. You see, that'll have to give explanations as to why they think that might happen. So therefore, it becomes a news item. It becomes educational. It's not just the headline, the bullet point. The headline's just supposed to draw you into the story so you read on. That's not all the information.
But then I was trying to come up with things to excite you, and I realised that I was opening a can of worms. I was trying to come up with facts for him. He was going, give me facts. So I said, oh, okay, why can't an owl, why does an owl have to turn its sort of head 180 degrees? And I said, it's because the eyes are so large, has a huge focal point for its sight, that they can't move within the skull, right? And he went, well, why'd they do that? Why didn't they just do it, give them normal eyes, and then not have to turn their head? I went, what do you mean? Why didn't they? He went, well, whoever did that. I went, well, it was evolution. He went, it's like giraffes. I read the giraffes grew their necks to eat food. So they didn't grow their necks to get the food. The ones that had upshots lived longer and so got the food and passed on their. He went, yeah, but why didn't they just give them wings? I went, why didn't who just give them wings? He got angry and went, whoever gave them the necks. His understanding of evolution made me fall on the floor.
Who do you imagine is they? Because you don't believe in God, do you? So who is it you imagine is they?
Well, whoever made us sorted us out.
Who?
I don't know, it just happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
there's no will to evolution. It's natural selection, isn't it?
I still don't get it, though. We talked about an hour, didn't we?
I know.
Yeah, but to be fair, I watched as Ricky tried to give you actually what was quite a concise and educated version of evolution. He tried to explain it to you, and I have never seen a person lose interest quicker.
But I tried to use actual fact, then I tried to use metaphor and analogy, then I showed you some computer programs to show what biofeedback is and everything. I tried all these things, and Steve's right. You were looking out the window.
Have you ever spoken, Karl, to someone who's got Alzheimer's disease? And you try to explain who you are, and they're listening, and then that's what you're like. It's extraordinary. But listen, seriously, I went home, I found this book, I found a couple of facts which I think are more up your street. Evolution, a little bit complicated, a little bit big. But this one, I think we may have mentioned it before, I think you'll like this. This is from a book of facts and trivia. The Egyptians trained baboons to wait on tables. That's interesting to you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Have you got any more there?
I'll see if I can find
he's interested.
Yeah.
Can get the staff.
That did happen,
You pay peanuts,
definitely happened,
you get
yeah.
monkeys.
And then what did they go off and do after that?
Well, it doesn't say. So
I love the fact that he thinks, right, okay, so in his mind, it's now the monkey going, it's 5:30, I'm off, you know I was going early today, and they go off maybe dancing or something, or they come in late.
No, I assumed what you meant there is that was their first career move, and then they went on. It's like actors waiting to be discovered.
Play a record.
Just one more before you play a record.
Oh, man.
You'll like this. Peter the Great, you ever heard of Peter the Great?
No.
Okay, well anyway, Peter the Great had his wife's lover executed.
You'll love this, Karl.
Right, so his wife had a lover, he had him executed, and he put his head into a jar of alcohol, and his wife had to keep it in her bedroom. Do you understand? That's every time every morning she'd wake up, and there was her lover's head in a jar.
Who took his head off? He took his own head off.
Play a record.
Play a record.
She had a lover, and never mind. It couldn't be any more concise. Mad World on XFM. We just had a text, Rick, from Andrew Barnes. He says he watched the same documentary, it would appear, as Karl did in the week. And he says here, just to clarify, the leech nose man got it up there when drinking from a muddy stream. And he goes on, one can only imagine the frightenedness he experienced.
Karl. Explain to him once more what happened with Peter the Great.
All right, so we've got Peter the Great.
Yeah.
Okay. And his wife had a lover.
That's another man.
Another man.
Not Peter the Great.
She was having an affair with someone else.
Right.
And Peter the Great, he found out about that. Okay.
Yeah.
So he sliced off this bloke's head. He killed him. He executed him.
Right.
You with me so far?
The fella who
Jesus.
She was seeing for a bit.
Yeah, there's only two fellas involved.
There's two people involved. One's Peter the Great, the other one's not.
Right.
The guy that's not Peter the Great,
Derek the Terrible.
Derek the Rubbish.
Yeah.
Right. He's having an affair with Peter the Great's missus. So Peter the Great slices off his head, puts it inside a jar of alcohol to preserve it, and puts it in his wife's bedroom. So every morning she wakes up, she sees her dead lover's head.
You'd have thought he wouldn't have wanted to remember, wouldn't you?
Oh.
Best bury the head so she don't remember.
Well, it was a reminder so as not to put it about.
And did it work?
Oh, I don't know.
I love that. Again, that to me is an amazing thing to do. And you go, did it work? I mean, you've got quite an interesting mind, actually. I mean, you are, in some ways, really, really bright and intelligent. I love the way you think. You're one of the cleverest blokes in some ways that I know.
I know it says I've got common sense.
Well,
yeah.
And that's more important than knowing about,
But it's what you really it's like you follow the subplot, which is quite an interesting thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like you tell you a story, you'll always pick up on something that I didn't even think was an important bit. It's like you're looking out of the window all the time.
So what's important about that head thing?
What do you mean?
The head in a jar.
It's a grotesque thing to do. It shows ego, power, cruelty, and revenge.
Although I think it probably did work because he is called Peter the Great.
Yeah.
So you'd assume he got it right.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can query that. That's the sort of facts you give us. You see now you're on the other side of the fence and you've got questions just like we've always got questions.
No, but in Karl's thing, it would have been, turns out, some weird happened, right? And he was still alive.
Yeah.
And so she was still having sex with body. And his head was watching.
Yeah.
And Peter the Great didn't even know.
See how he's perked up?
I understand what you're saying. Now I've learned some other stuff, so I'll see if I can, educate you a bit before 3.
But
I want to know. I'll tell you what education I want. I want to know what sort of things I can buy this weekend.
Butt plugs.
No. Have you got any adverts?
Oh, yeah.
XFM. It's My Life in No Doubt on XFM, their version of the Talk
Love it.
song.
Love it.
You've enjoyed that, Rick?
Yeah, on XFM 104.9. Right, Karl. This is where he shines. This is what Karl gets Mondays off for.
Yeah.
Okay, Karl, what is it? You want to explain this?
It's the bit when I'm in a film and sort of edit me into it so I'm like an actor in a major film.
Yeah.
We've done Kes, we've done One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Shining, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. This week, it's A Few Good Men.
Brilliant film.
With Jack Nicholson and that.
Yeah.
So you listen to this and will we give the question later on? Probably.
Let's give it after this.
All right.
Yeah, we'll give it after we've heard the clip.
I haven't really got one sorted, but I'll think of one whilst it's on. So have a listen to this, take everything in, and then the question at the end. So it's a scene where it's the court case.
Yeah.
All right? All right.
All rise.
Call your witness.
Yeah, he's just coming now. All right, Jack.
Colonel.
What?
I'd appreciate if he would address me as Colonel or Sir. I believe I've earned it.
Defense counsel will address the witness as Colonel or Sir.
All right. All right, Colonel. Bit smart today with all the army stuff on.
You ever served in an infantry unit, son?
Nah. Brother did. He was in the army. Got kicked out though, because he went for a packet of fags in a tank. Weird that, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's tragic.
I wouldn't say it's tragic. I'll show you something tragic. I always carry this book around with me. I always show it to people. It's got like the top 50 weird people in the world in it, right? It's all sorts of weird stuff in it. Look at this one here. It's a fella, right? He's got 2 heads. And the weird thing is, right, is the top 50 weird people in the world. He's at number 50, he's got 2 heads, right? Makes you wonder what's going to be at number 1, doesn't it?
Are these really the questions that I was called here to answer?
No, but look at it. Imagine if you were his mate. You wouldn't get a word in edgeways, would you? If
And
you
maybe he didn't have any friends.
Probably right. They say, don't they? They say 2's company, 3's a crowd. So,
Please tell me that you have something more, Lieutenant.
yeah, I got loads more. For this fella at number 36, look at him. 3 legs. Little fella with 3 legs, right? Guess what his job is?
My answer is I don't have the first damn clue.
Well, I'll tell you. He's a juggler.
I beg your pardon?
He's a juggler.
This is ridiculous.
I know it's ridiculous. You're probably thinking what I'm thinking. Why wasn't he a footballer? Be great at keepy uppies and that.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
Yeah, it's just that I'd like to know the truth. Because
You can't handle the truth!
Gentlemen.
well, I've paid for the book, so I think I'm entitled to know why.
I
you
don't
did.
give a damn what you think you are entitled to!
You better get somewhere fast with this, Lieutenant.
What about this one then? This lad here. He's 12 years old. He looks 48. What do you think?
No.
Why not though? You said you didn't want to know any more about the juggler. You didn't say you didn't.
I
want to
know
any
what
more
I
about
said. I don't have to have it read back to me like
All
I'm...
right.
Lieutenant, do you have anything further for this witness?
Well, just wanted to know if you thought Mr. Webfoot at number 42 should have took up swimming, but
Absolutely.
and you'd say that now, wouldn't you? Forget it.
Well, I don't know what to say, really. That's Karl Pilkington in the film A Few Good Men with Jack Nicholson, acting alongside Jack, and I have to say, giving him a run for his money.
I think Karl is a really good actor. I genuinely think that. Should we put him in something?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Right, what's the question?
What's his forte, do you think?
Just sort of playing that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Deep stuff.
Okay. Yeah,
So
we can sort that out.
Think of a question there out of that little lot.
You've not got one?
Well, I've got what. It was at number 36, whatever it was. What was it?
Don't know. Let's.
It was number 50. It was at number 50.
Yeah. All right then.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's number? What? Yeah.
Well, yeah, what was odd about the guy who was at number 50 in the 50
book.
weirdest people list?
And just text in 83XFM and put your address on there as well and that.
What
Brilliant.
prizes are there, Karl?
Loads of stuff.
Yeah, let me just have a quick look. Oh, that's actually not bad. There's Lord of the Rings on there. Michael Palin's Around the World in 80 Days. If you've not had a chance to see that yet, it's been repeated about 80 times. Look Around You, which is an excellent show. That's
Yeah, it's
funny if you've not seen that. There's some other good stuff. That's not too bad. And also the relatively poor stand-up DVD, Ricky Gervais's live Animals show, which is mediocre.
Can't give him away.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, you can win all those prizes if you can answer which question again?
Who was the fella who was at number 50 in my book? What was up with him?
Excellent.
All right. So let's got to play
Thorns.
some Thorns. Yeah?
That's the most beautiful track. I can't get enough of this. You'll love it. You'll love this. Karl, come on. What's the matter with you?
Oh,
Thorns.
that's
No blue sky. Beautiful, isn't it? And that great track.
it's all right. Yeah.
Just had an email, yeah. That woman who opened the Office script could have her head cut off, apparently. When a letter is posted, it becomes the property of the Queen until it reaches the person it was meant for. By opening it, she's committed treason and could be killed. I don't know if you're familiar with this story, Karl, are you?
Go on.
Apparently, some copies of the Office Christmas specials, scripts, got sent to the wrong address, some woman, and I don't know what you do in that situation. Normally, if I get mail that's not addressed to me, I just give it to the postman or put it back in the postbox.
Radio 1 tried to speak to her, but apparently she's got a gagging order, which makes us think that she sold it to the Sunday. So we'll read it. We'll read the plot of The Office tomorrow in the Sunday papers, which ruin it for some people.
Ruin it for a lot of people, yeah.
But the other thing is, I mean, if it was sent to her, obviously her name wasn't on it.
Oh.
If that's true, in which case, I think that's quite a serious offence, isn't it?
I would hope so. I mean, I would hope that, if I sent something in an envelope, it was...
But the BBC, the BBC thinks that because the person they said it was meant to be sent to got his, he thinks maybe that's an excuse. Maybe someone gave her the script and said, don't say it came from me.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe she's protected someone, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if that is
well,
the case.
either way, don't sell it to a newspaper.
Well, yeah. It's just the kind of mercenary nature of it that I loathe. You know, it's the fact that it's only just now makes me wonder if she had it there lying around in her house and someone said to her, well, why don't you go to the papers?
Yeah.
Try and flog it.
But I just don't think she's going to get a lot for it, because people are going to see it soon. It's not like it's the Hitler Diaries.
Well, they're not very well written.
But, I mean, I don't know.
I'll tell you what I'm frustrated by. It's just the fact that it's like we've worked hard to give people some kind of pleasure for this Christmas, you know, because a lot of people are very depressed, Rick, very low at this time of year. They've not got what they wanted. But we're trying to cheer them up, give them a bit of happiness.
Yeah, but I think she'll be happy if she gets a lot of money.
True.
I don't know. I think it's just tacky, really.
It's like, well, I just say, if you're a fan of the show and you don't want to know what happens, then don't read the Sundays Tomorrow, or at least avoid it when it says we tell you what.
But the papers might not ruin it. The papers might go, we've got them, but we're not going to ruin it for people.
Well,
That'd be
ideal.
Be a nice gesture.
Ideal.
But I don't know.
All I can say is it's a good job that I send out the prizes. Because that Michael Palin around the world in 80 days will be going to the person who won it.
Yeah.
And if someone else receives it, they better not try and, do you know what I mean, keep it. It should go to the winner.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That is a very good point.
So,
be warned.
Don't open things that weren't addressed to you.
Yeah.
I did
Pandora's
that time,
box. There's some sort of lesson there.
Yeah.
What happened? All the evils of the world, wasn't it?
Pretty much.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, don't try to explain it to Karl.
No, Pandora's box.
Go on.
Well, told not to open it, opened it, released all the evils that are in the world now.
But did the person say if you open it, loads of evil will come out?
It's not true. It's not true. It didn't really happen. It's not like evolution. It's not the truth.
But you remember that? Yeah, you won't listen to some of my stuff, like goldfish and stuff.
No, it's not that we don't listen to it. It's that you would pass off how all the evils in the world got here. Because on Ananova it would be, Pandora opens box.
Actually, speaking of headlines.
Oh, here we go. Okay, look. Imagine if Pilkington was on News at 10, okay?
We should just explain, you cannot be bothered to read an entire news story. You get everything you need from a headline, don't you?
Well, I think it's enough. I think if they did...
Well, let's see if this is enough. Let's see if Trevor McDonald just read this on the News at 10, it'd be short, and you get back to the football, whatever. There we go. And here is the News at 2:15 with Karl Pilkington. Bong.
Man who walks backwards around lake falls in.
Bong.
Chinese woman eats dirt.
Bong.
Man lives in rubbish dump for 10 years.
Brilliant. Bong.
Czech family says they've got a rabbit with 3 knobs.
Right.
Done.
Sorry, can you just read a little bit more of the Czech family with 3 knobs?
Just about a family.
Not read it to yourself. Read it out on there.
Just about.
He can't read it to himself. I tell him to read it to himself. We still hear it.
No, he was, because I could see his lips moving.
Go on.
Just this fella who had 3 rabbits.
Right, just think of this is Trevor McDonald.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on, Karl. Okay, well, here's the news. Right, good, brilliant. Go on.
There's a fella. He's got 3 rabbits and that, and then he checks them out. Right.
Yeah.
2 of the rabbits have got 2 knobs each.
Right.
And he goes, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Sure.
And they're throwing them around, sort of chucking, showing them around the family and stuff, saying, look at that, that's weird. Picks up the 3rd one, it's got 3.
Yeah.
So they ate the 2 with 2, because they thought they best keep the 3rd one, because a little bit lucky in that.
Yeah.
It is lucky, 3 knobs there, yeah.
Now here's the sports news, and that's how it would work.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. Well, read about the Chinese woman who eats dirt. I'm interested in that.
That's it. That is the story, isn't it? What more do you need to know? It's
well,
just
I want to know a little bit more. Can you just embellish it?
78-year-old Chinese woman. She says she's 78. Makes you wonder.
Yeah.
With my theory.
Karl's theory is that Chinese people don't age well. And so those Chinese people that are saying they're 112 are really only 33. That's why he doesn't want to be recognised, because he doesn't want to walk out from here into Chinatown.
Yeah.
It just says she's been eating soil for 70 years. She's ate about 10 tons of the stuff. And it's done her no harm. Kept her grounded.
It's probably all right for you, isn't it? Because it passes through, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they say, don't they, if you're having a kid, let it play in soil and that, because...
well, that's to get it immune, yeah, to get... Yeah. But lots of, things with sort of birds and reptiles sometimes swallow soil and stones because it grinds up stuff, breaks down cellulose for them. Doesn't do any harm.
All right then.
One more fact from this book for you, Karl. Apparently, officially, the Second World War is not over. It's not actually over because there's never been an official treaty signed between Germany and Russia. So it's still going on. Interesting or not?
Not as good as the monkey one and
the woman who eats dirt.
And the Pete the Great and that.
Sure.
But, yeah, it is over, isn't it? Isn't it, though? That's what I mean about you annoying me with stuff that you go, oh, that's interesting. I don't think that is interesting.
Okay.
There was, what was it I learnt?
What was it I learned? Think of that as a question.
Well, we're all trying to figure that out.
Yeah, go on.
Leonardo...
DiCaprio?
The painter.
Da Vinci.
He could write with one hand, draw with the other at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
It's all right.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, if you have an interesting fact for Karl Pilkington that you think he might be intrigued by, email ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
What have we got coming up? What have we got coming up?
More education stuff. Some good tunes and that.
Yeah.
And a bit of Outcast.
Yeah. Outcast. Hey Ya on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Steve Merchant. And over there, Karl Pilkington. Now we've got a new feature.
Well, I don't know if it should become a feature every week, Rick. I'm not sure it's got legs for that.
No.
But maybe in the absence of Rockbusters. Basically, I was looking through the pigeonhole, and we got a lot of stuff sent to us, a lot of junk, stuff we don't really want.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, for some reason, they send
Begging letters,
a lot of that. We get sent a lot of CDs by people, bands, artists who have not yet been signed. Maybe they've knocked something together in their bedroom. They got a band. And they just, for some reason, they want our feedback. They want us to sort of give them some thoughts on what they think, where they're going wrong, stuff like that. And I just thought, I was having a clear out, and I thought, why not just give them a little chance,
Yeah.
Just throw them a bone, Rick.
Honest critique?
Honest critique of some of the artists that sent us stuff.
Okay, go on
These are
then.
bands that have not been, they've not got a record contract.
This is exciting. Okay, name the 3 bands
Well,
first.
we'll go through them individually, and I'll hear a little snatch, and then I'll get your opinions, both from you, Rick. I know you've been in the music business, you've got a good general knowledge of music, you've got good taste.
Big time,
and
big
also
time.
Karl Pilkington's views as well.
Yeah.
We know what to think of them. So this first band is called Kellerton Road. I'm sure they're very excited. As I said their name then, they probably can't believe it. They're phoning each other now. They're getting so excited.
All friends are phoning them now.
Yeah,
Turn your
exactly.
phone off.
They can't
people in
believe
this
that.
band. You don't want to...
Yeah.
Well, okay, then Kellerton Road.
Kellerton Road. Play a track from them. So that's Kellerton Road. I think that's a track called Secretly. And looking on the back here, there's 6 of them in the band. They all pretty much look the same. They've got the long hair, the usual sort of look. What do you make of them, Rick?
All right.
Yeah? Quite like that?
Good, yeah. I mean, bit generic. The chorus was a little bit simplistic. But I like good production, good
Yeah.
good
Reminds you of
musicianship.
something maybe like the Thrills, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, good.
Jukebox or junk box?
What's a junk box?
It's just, I'm just trying to make it sound snappy. Jukebox or junk box?
Don't, because you haven't got it. Don't ever stick to what you're good at.
Okay. What, being sexy?
Just sort of watching Doctor Who and stuff. You like that, don't you?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, then right. What's the next one?
So, well, let's just ask Karl Pilkington's opinion. Karl, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's it, is it?
Yep.
Is that why you no longer write for the enemy?
Go on.
So what's this next one you've got for us then, Karl?
Toffee.
Toffee?
It's called Born Depressed.
Oh dear.
Brilliant.
Is it about you? There we go,
I
Toffee.
quite like that.
Yeah?
I sort of a bit glammy, bit underground. Yeah.
What do you make of the name, Toffee?
I don't like the name.
It's not great, is it?
No, but I quite like that track.
Quite like the track. I'm just looking at the CD, they've made it themselves, and basically the band feature on there completely nude.
Oh.
What do you...
Well, we know what we think of that. What do you think of that, Karl?
I'm not happy with that. Let's have a look, though.
Have a look there.
That's no point, is it?
There's quite a lot of blokes and there's one naked lady.
Just having a look, though.
Yeah.
What are you looking at the blokes? What are you looking at? Why are you looking at the blokes?
Knob. Just having a look.
But you look at their knob. I can see by the way your eyes are looking.
I'm looking at the woman's knob, though.
Well, she won't be happy with that.
No, that's a bloke, Karl.
Yeah, that's where you've been going wrong.
Yeah, that's the woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was looking at, that one. The woman's knob, so that's all right.
Yeah. Good.
So Rick, hit parade or shit parade?
I don't know if it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a hit yet because I haven't got backup. But I think we're looking more about whether they get
A record deal. Do you think they deserve one?
Yeah, thumbs up for both of them.
Okay, excellent.
Well done.
All right, well done. And Karl, play the last one then. What did you make of it? Sorry, we didn't ask your opinion. We weren't interested.
Like to see him on CD UK. Just like that on the CD cover.
Okay.
And this last act, I think, is this right? Picture Centre?
Yeah.
Picture Centre. Picture Centre.
My favourite.
You like that?
Yeah, that's my favourite out of all of them. Good, there's a bit of Amy Mann in there. A little bit Cocteau Twins.
Yeah.
No, really good. Really good, really intriguing, that.
Karl Pilkington?
Yeah, it's all right.
If you didn't like it, what would you say?
It's weird though, isn't it, music? No, do you know what I mean? It's like, it depends what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? That's all right. If you're just having a game of crib or whatever, it's just on in the background. That's the thing with music. I don't think you can sort of slag any of it off. It's times, and it depends what mood you're in and stuff.
Yeah.
So
this is a pointless feature. It's a pointless feature.
We'll do it
I
again
didn't come up with it.
No, I don't. All right, don't slag it off.
Okay, we'll do that again then. I was quite enjoying that, but okay.
No, do you understand what I'm saying?
Well,
that it's not worth having an opinion about music.
Well, I'm not that bothered. I'm just saying.
Imagine if he was on the panel of Fame Academy or Pop Idol.
Yeah.
That'd be great. It'd go along, and Nicky Chapman go, yeah, you've really improved. I really like that. I don't know what you're wearing. Dr. Fox, you were hot, baby. I loved it. Like your legs, like all your boobs and all that. Brilliant. Come to Karl. Not bothered. All right.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, we'll keep it up, you know.
Play a record.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. This is my favourite. Can I change? Well, this is my favourite out of all four of them. Lynyrd Skynyrd. Yeah? Yeah. Slam dunk this puppy. Jet and roll over DJ on XFM 104.9. All right?
Karl, just an email. A question for you. Can you please let me know which school Karl went to? What school do you go to?
Cessav.
What?
Cessav.
Cessav?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It was on Cecil Avenue.
Cecil Avenue in Manchester.
Yeah.
It's just he says, I'd like to know so that I don't send my kids to the same place. He also says, P.S. Does Karl look like Gollum in Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, in fact, I was just putting a little bald wig on you, wasn't I?
Like he needs one.
Yeah.
So, if you
just
want
some
a
of the fun and games we have when the songs are on.
Yeah, did it hurt?
Just a little bit. The bit that worried me is when you said, let me just staple it.
Yeah, well, I was trying to get it under your chin because it looked funnier, and he was scared. Oh, I remember. Do you remember I did that thing with the tea towel? Have you told Steve about that?
I don't think I have. It's not something I'd shout about, to be honest.
Go on.
Went round his place, and he said, "Oh, before you go, I must try something."
Because I couldn't get squeezing hard enough. I can't, because I'm not strong enough to hurt him anymore now, or am I?
I think I can take it a bit more than I could at the start.
Yeah, so I wanted to squeeze his head more. So what did I do?
So he said, just hang on, I've got a tea towel. He brought a tea towel in now. I need something sort of long and thin. What can I get? He's asking his girlfriend, where's that there? Comes in with a spatula, right? He puts the tea towel on my head and manages to sort of put the spatula in and turn it round so that the tea towel is tightening on my head.
Yeah.
Using little pressure, would you say, from you?
Yeah, just little. It's brilliant. It was like a tourniquet, and I just turned it a little bit, and he screamed almost straight away, didn't you?
It hurts. But why did you think that was good? When would you need to use that tool?
I knew. I did it on my other bald mate, Rob, who was over, and he screamed as well. Because he just put a tea towel round, like a little bandana, just stick the wooden spoon down the back, just turn it, and it's even half a turn, isn't it? And it really...
Hopefully children listening will be trying that on their friends.
No, they won't. Don't try that at home.
I've got another fact for you, Karl. Might be of interest to you. It's the final one. The ancient Babylonians had few... What?
Can I just stop you there? What's a Babylonian?
My head's gonna burst. What do you mean, what's a Babylonian?
I've never heard of one.
No, but we'll work out. What's an Evertonian?
Someone who supports Everton.
Well, or from?
From Liverpool.
Yeah, so what's a Babylonian?
He's from Baba.
Yeah, well, anyway, some people from Baba, ancient Baba, They didn't have very many doctors in those days, all right? Because they felt that illnesses should be left to the wisdom of the public, right? So if you were sick, okay, you were placed in the city centre, right? And then a passerby...
Outside Baba.
Outside Baba. And a passerby who had suffered from the same ailment or who had seen it treated in the past, they would pass by, they would give them advice on how to be cured. Do you understand? So there'd be no doctors, just people passing by would see, they'd say, what's wrong with you? And they'd say, well, blah, 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 I've had the same thing, here's some advice. And pedestrians were forbidden to pass such an individual without inquiring about the complaint and prescribing for it if they knew how to.
So hang on, so there's someone ill.
Yeah.
It's outside the town hall.
Yeah.
People walk past, go, what's up with you? They go, oh, my foot hurts. And they go, oh, you've got to do this to get rid of that.
Yeah.
And were they ever right?
Well, what do you mean?
Were they ever right?
Well, how do we know?
What are you telling me?
What?
What have you just told me? What am I meant to take from that? You just said strangers sort of say, you've got that wrong with you.
I think he's sulking. I don't think he's ever going to take anything we tell him again because we don't.
No, but I don't
like the fact that he goes, monkeys can do armed robberies, and we go, no, they can't.
I don't understand what the problem is.
But how is that different from telling me that a Chinese woman ate dirt? How is that not the same sort of
thing? Because that's weird. Someone sat in Trafalgar Square going, I've got a headache and I go take some Nurofen, isn't shocking. I'm not a doctor. I've given him a bit of advice.
But neither is the dirt lady. She's not particularly interesting. Neither of them are particularly interesting. I'm just trying to give you an example of the same sort of drivel you feed us every week.
Would you sort of have tea round at her house? It's weird. The Chinese woman.
Right, so it's weird. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. It's weirdness that you're interested in.
See, I thought that you were actually interested in sort of interesting sort of stuff.
But if it's weird, it helps.
If it's weird, it helps.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be major news. The other day there was something about this fella who I think he wanted to be an actor, right? And he was trying all his life to be an actor. Couldn't get a gig anywhere, right? So when he died, he said, right, I'm going to leave all my money to the theatre as long as that theatre uses my skull in that play they do with the head.
Hamlet.
In Hamlet. So that's that sort of news, and it's weird.
Right.
What money did he have if he'd been struggling actor?
He had some money in that.
What did he do?
I don't know.
That's what I'm interested in, what he did. Yeah, that's what me and Steve.
Yeah,
that's what me and Steve are interested in, what he did, how he earned his money.
So, because you were going to educate us this week with some interesting facts.
Oh, yeah, come on then.
Is that it, or have you got more?
Well, that's weird.
But that's not educational. You didn't give me his name, you didn't give me when, you didn't give me what theatre.
No, but also to take from it. Do you know what I mean? If people listening and go, well, I'm a bit like that. It's like if you've got to be dead and have your skull on stage, that isn't the job for you. That's what I'm saying. If it takes that much, give it up, do something else. Right? What else have I taught you?
I don't know.
You haven't taught us, you've never taught me anything.
See, we'll just have to sort of...
What, agree to disagree?
Right. I don't know what you can sort of learn from this.
Go on
then. 7-Up, the drink.
Yeah.
Right. We're actually on air now, aren't we?
Yeah, this is
right,
it.
Okay.
This is it, baby.
This is a radio show that we're paid
Forget
for.
That, then. Forget
no, come on, 7-Up.
It's not really... Not important.
It's not interesting. More important.
Go on, come on then.
The little red dot, that's above the 7 on the can. Do you know, it says 7 up and there's a little red dot.
Yeah.
That red dot's there because the creator of it was an albino and he had red eyes. And he had that little thing there as his little trademark.
Is that true?
It's true.
That's quite interesting.
Right then. So that's what I'm saying. It's not that important, but it's interesting.
If it's true, that's interesting.
It isn't. It's true and it's interesting.
Okay, that's good. You know, Coke used to contain real cocaine. So
well, they used to be medicines, didn't they?
Tonics, yeah.
No, they were medicines. I read that tomato ketchup and Coca-Cola started off as medicines.
Probably not a medicine, probably more of a tonic, because it probably a pick-me-up, wasn't it? If I had Coke in it and caffeine and sugar, and same as ketchup, probably lots of vitamin C and lots of sugar, it was probably more of a tonic. It wasn't really a medicine. They didn't say, cancer, have this on your chips.
It's some HP.
Wasn't a medicine, it was...
Well, it was, kind of.
All right, okay, let's agree to disagree on that particular one.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Is that it, Karl? Because you've been educated this week. You've given us the 7-Up thing, okay.
I've told you about the goldfish.
Not really, but yeah.
He didn't say anything about goldfish. This is your fact, right? You know what? Goldfish might have longer memories than some people think. That's not a fact. That under no circumstances would imagine Magnus Magnuson saying, what animals might have longer memories than most people think? This is goldfish correct. Imagine that as a question. How is that a fact?
If you ever have children, are you going to educate them with this kind of drivel? Is this how you're going to raise your kids? So their minds just pumped full of this
That'd be my
rubbish?
job. I'd keep them interested with stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Suzanne does the proper stuff.
Yeah. So you agree there is some proper stuff?
Yeah, but I wouldn't make him do it. I'd just sort of leave the book there, and then if he read it, I'd go, that's good. That is.
What book would you think? What, the 50th freakiest people ever to be born?
Give him that to start with.
What would you tell me your favourite was? The little fella who's playing the keyboard?
That or the three-legged fella.
Yeah, okay. So he's learnt that. That's the first day at school. What would you teach him the second day at school?
I don't know, because
why do owls have to turn 180 degrees to look the other way?
Because they've got big eyes.
Yeah, and what's that mean?
What do you mean? What's it mean?
Can I just... I don't think you should have children.
Well, Suzanne's always saying, she'd like to hear tiny feet running around the flat. Stuff. Yeah. I just said, let's get a little midget cleaner.
Right, haven't got long. We better give the winner. We got monkey news coming up.
We haven't really got any monkey news.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
There's nothing going on, seriously.
What do you mean?
The last few weeks I've kept telling you.
No, right. This really annoys me when you say there's nothing going on, because you call it monkey news, but it's not monkey news. You have stories, dubious stories. But shut up a minute. About it's always chimps, which annoys me. You call it monkey because they're apes, right? And it's often from the 18th century, so it's not news anyway. So don't tell me there's no monkey news
what I'm
this
saying
week.
Is, if there's monkey news worth doing, I'll know about it. And there isn't anything, so let's leave it.
Right, okay, you are going to give me some monkey news, right, I'm telling you, you are going to give me some monkey news, or we're not leaving.
Right, well, my mum sent me some. Right. I got a little letter from her doing the usual sort of stuff, telling me what she'd been up to and that. It was a little thing about somewhere in Lincolnshire or something.
Right, good.
Do a bit of monkey throwing.
God, what do you mean?
Because some fella got attacked by one once. And sort of to remember him, on this certain day, they go, oh, it was today, wasn't it? And that fella got attacked by a little monkey and that. And the something about chucking monkeys about.
That's horrible.
I don't know if they're real. I think it's just like to remember.
All right.
But that's the only sort of stuff that's knocking about out there.
But it's not. That's not.
I've got my mum and dad on it, looking all the time for stuff.
There must be more monkey news than that.
There isn't nothing. I mean, there's bits and pieces. There was a bit about Donna Eyre, how when she has a kid, she's going to let a gorilla look after it for a week or something. But apart from that, it's dead out there.
Well, I don't know what that means.
She's well, that's it. Apparently,
well, it's not true. She's not going to let a gorilla look after a child.
No, it is. Apparently, a fella works with them or something, and
this is rubbish.
It's not rubbish.
How can she let a gorilla look after a baby for a week?
Well, forget it.
Sorry, have you ever heard her speak? Can I just give you a little fact here? Someone's emailed in for you, Karl. They've sent an interesting fact for you. I think you're going to be interested in this. Don't read it on the email. Let me read it for you. I think you'll be excited. An interesting fact from Karl. That's from Toby. He says, Attila the Hun punished some fella who annoyed him by cutting off his arms and legs. You'll love this. And stitching his arms back where his legs should be. And vice versa. Look at his face. Look at a little smile that's just cracked on his lips. That is the kind of fact you've been waiting for all day, isn't it?
So go on, again, so...
Attila the Hun, right? Some guy didn't like. He cut off his arms and his legs, and he stitched his legs on where his arms should be, and his arms where his legs should be. Look at him looking at his body, trying to picture it.
Yeah. I'll let it sink in for a little while, then I'll ruin it for him. Karl, what are you thinking?
I'm just picturing it.
Well, he would have died. It would have been tokenistic. There's no way that person could have lived through it. So it was just for the Hun's fun. He probably put him on a stick outside his gate or something. There's no way in those days that he could have gone through complete limb amputation and
So would he have wore a jumper for pants?
Who's the winner of the competition?
From Walthamstow, it's Joe Ogden. Well done, Joe. You got the correct answer, which was what? The
Fella with two heads at number 50.
number 50. Is that it? Are we off?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right. Cheers. More of the same drivel next week. I guess.
Bye. Jet, are you going to be my girl on XFM 104.9? I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant. Over there, little roundy bald head of Karl Pilkington. Good news and bad news. Good news is, boys are back in town. We're here for 2 hours.
Hello.
Bad news is, we have no monkey news, gay fella news, or little Chinese fella news.
Really?
We're going to try and, you know, leave that for a week,
Yeah.
and then maybe come back to it.
Yeah.
It was
Why do
good.
I get the feeling that within 20 minutes we'll be talking about little gay Chinese monkeys?
Karl, think of that.
We have got monkey news.
Have we?
Oh, yeah.
So we've already broken that promise.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to try and sort of talk about something else. I've just done Jonathan Ross show, and they don't talk about the same things every week. It's weird. It is weird. But, or as Karl says, weird innit?
Yeah.
So, gave this show about 5 plugs.
Nice one.
Yeah. So, I think we'll get upward of 800 people listening.
Oh, double.
For the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then turning back.
They're already switching over.
I'd have thought so, yeah.
I spoke to my friend yesterday. He's a little bit of an old fella, and he said that for his own amusement, he had an iPod in his car, and he bought a little sort of transmitter, and he could transmit the music from his iPod to sort of just beam it, kind of as he was driving along, to sort of passing cars.
What do you mean?
It's
Make
weird.
their radio play it?
Well, but if they had it in the right frequency, yeah. I mean, pointless, completely pointless, but not dissimilar to this show, I imagine, in terms of the number of listeners.
Yeah, but I was going to say, what's the chances of people having this frequency
Absolutely
on?
pointless.
So it's probably about the same, yeah.
Do you know what it reminds me of? When I was young, I wanted to get into radio. I was excited in radio. When I was sort of in my, I don't know, I was 11 or 12, my friend and I, we got a little mixing deck, and we used to host our own radio show.
Brilliant.
From his bedroom. We didn't have a transmitter, so we'd put some speakers in his front garden, in some bushes, and sort of broadcast it to people who were walking
Again,
by.
probably over the week more listeners than this show.
Almost certainly.
Yeah,
I love the idea. It never happened, but I always was hoping that maybe some girls would just come by and just like sit and listen. These guys are great. I don't know where these sounds are coming from. It seems to be that bush, but
Or Noah Ledman's coming along going, who are these guys?
yeah.
Can you get on my breakfast show?
Can they stand in for me when I go on holiday?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did I say I did sort of pirate radio?
No, go on.
Got into hospital.
Yeah. The normal radio, but you had an eye patch on. Go on.
Dad was in hospital, right? And he was having some operation done, right? And went to see him and didn't have that much to say to him, right? So I was sat there. Well, it's awkward though, isn't it, when someone's ill?
Yeah.
Sure. And you don't know what
Boring,
to say.
isn't it? Boring.
So I was flicking around on that little radio thing they have.
Yeah.
And I heard, they had a radio station in the hospital. So I said, I'm going to go and join this. So I wandered off to go and find it.
Yeah.
Sort of joined that. Did a little show on there. Thought I can sort of get out to the masses here. My mate made a little transmitter. Did a little pirate radio show from the... got kicked out because they found out, and apparently I put the station at risk because all the stuff could have been taken off us.
But from Little Acorn, 16 years later, he's on a show with less listeners.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Can you imagine if you've gone into hospital, you're already pretty depressed, there's the fear of these super bugs in the hospital.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got some quite serious illness, you know,
Yeah.
you don't know if you're going to make it. His voice is what you hear to cheer you up.
All right, weird, isn't it? I saw a programme about a parasite the other night. Yeah. Apparently, they get in through your eye and eat their way out through your genitals.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You
here's
think you've got it
Radiohead.
bad?
Yeah, exactly. Play a record, Karl.
Bit of Stone Roses, yeah?
Oh, Fool's Gold. Classic. Stone Roses, Fool's Gold. XFM, 104.9. Brilliant.
Can't help but notice you've brought some sandwiches in, Rick. What's in them there?
Cheese and onion.
Cheese and onion?
Yeah.
Because I've never, ever seen you make sandwiches before. I've seen you take a piece of bread out of a loaf and sort of fold it in half. Crumbs everywhere.
Well, Jane made that for me because I was in a bit of a hurry.
I didn't think for a minute that you
Why?
made
Because it
them
looks
yourself.
neat.
Well, they're wrapped in the tin foil. A knife has been used.
As opposed to chewing round the baguette.
Exactly.
Yeah, breaking it in half.
Yeah.
A la Albert Steptoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Nice.
It's great, but the onions are strong.
Are they?
Making my eyes water.
Yeah.
If I go and breathe on you, it'll cure any sort of skin disease you might have. Skin disease. We watched that, Karl, you know, that Karl was raving about that thing about parasites, about worms coming out your brain and that. And I watched
What is this? Is it a TV show?
Yeah, called Body Snatchers.
Right.
And it was pretty fascinating. And I mean, amazingly shot as well. I mean, it's got to win an award for photography.
Yeah.
And there was one bit that this little girl had been bitten by a mosquito and laid her eggs, and it went to the doctor. She had a lump on her neck, like a boil. And they pulled it out, and it was like a bullet, this maggot. And they put it down, and it was wriggling in her blood, right? But the hole left was sort of aesthetically pleasing. You know, like that feeling you get, like, I once had an ingrown hair, and I quite liked it when I pulled it out. And it's a perfect little hole. And I thought, I wouldn't mind having those as long as they sort of, like, healed over.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
But why would you want a hole in your body?
No, it's got pulling something out, sort of like pulling something out of your body. It's
I
sort
don't
of
know what you're
cleansing,
talking
isn't it? No, but it's sort of like, I don't know what
This is it. You watch one programme recommended to you by Karl, you've turned into Karl. You want a hole in your body?
No, it was like, you know, like squeezing a really good sort of like spot. I mean, I haven't squeezed spots for ages, and I'd never had spots, but maybe that's it. I didn't have spots.
Right.
And I always thought that'd be nice, squeezing a spot.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would these things be pleasurable? Why would an ingrowing hair? That's
yeah,
great
it was good.
fun.
That was good, because I got it. It was like a little lump, and I pulled it, and then it pulled out, and it was like left a little...
I know what you mean. Because I get thick hairs and like really...
Oh, when they come out, it's like a bit of wax.
Yeah.
Like putting out a little candle.
And
I love that.
What?
Yeah.
Because I've got not much hair on my head, right? It sort of grows thicker on my face.
No, not true.
Sure, go on.
Yeah.
No, it does.
Not true, baby. Go on. No evidence for that. Just made it up.
So it grows sort of thicker on my neck and that, and now and again I'll see like something that's like a twig. Right, it's really thick.
Yeah, you feel it, and then you think, oh, I'm going to have that, and then you work at it, and then when you get hold of it, it's brilliant. It's like pulling out, it's fantastic. It's waxy and build up, and it pulls it out, and it stretches your skin, and it leaves a hole.
I've just realised why we talk about Chinese people, monkeys and gays every week.
Why?
Because this is a sort of replacement. This is what we've got if we're not talking about them.
But it was great as well. And there's this parasite, right, that lives in a fish, right? And what it does... it changes the fish's behaviour. Because to breed, it has to get its body temperature up, so it has to get into a bird. Right?
What needs to get into the bird? The fish?
Parasite. To
the parasite needs to get into a bird,
yeah.
right.
So it changes the behaviour of the stickleback, and it makes the stickleback sort of suicidal. So the stickleback doesn't flee when it sees a heron, it gets caught.
Right.
Because this stickleback has changed its behaviour. Karl didn't quite understand this,
I still don't really get it. I watched it, and you see like the fat fish and that, and you go, oh, it's not well. But I don't understand. Well,
all it does is, it has to get into a bird because it has to breed, to lay its eggs, it has to have a raise of body temperature. So the fish is cold-blooded, so it has to get into a bird which is warm-blooded. There's lots of things, there's certain things at that level.
Why is it doing that?
Because it needs the temperature. It needs the heat energy for its reaction. Just like, for example, that's why your balls are on the outside. Because the cells have to be a certain temperature to survive. I don't know if it's the sperm or Sertoli cells, but they have to be a couple of degrees below body temperature. Otherwise, they'd be in a nice cage and we wouldn't get kicked in the nads.
What do you mean?
That's why your testicles are on the outside of your body. They have to be a couple of degrees below body temperature.
Yeah, but that isn't why they're there. You see, this is like the chat we had last week about the giraffe having a long neck.
What do you mean?
They're there because that's where they happen to be. They didn't go, right.
Well, that's what evolution is. It's a selection process. It's not a will. The balls didn't say, look, I'm too hot, let's get us outside, let's get outside of here.
All right, hang on a minute then.
What?
So a little man monkey, right? Theirs are in the same place as ours.
Yeah.
But they're walking around naked, so it could be anywhere. They could be like on the back. It doesn't matter where they are.
They call it, well, they could be on the back, yeah.
So why aren't they?
This is a completely different... Steve!
You started it. I wash my hands of the whole affair.
And we're not only back to balls, but we're back to monkey balls.
Yes.
In one thing from about parasites, we're back to monkey ball news.
Yeah.
And we're back to chimp testicle news.
All right then. So this worm's in a fish.
Yeah. It's like a little platyhelminth. I think it's some sort of.
But what I mean is, why are they about?
What do you mean? They evolved.
But why haven't they died out?
Because they're very successful.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah. Tell me the brain event that made you say yeah in that 1 second gap.
Because in a way I don't get it, and if I think about it too much, it hurts a bit.
They've just been around for years, Karl.
Yeah.
Like Cliff Richard or something like that.
Yeah. Forget About Tomorrow by Feeder. on XFM 104.9. Karl is in some pain now, isn't he?
What angers me is the fact that the listeners, at least they get a record. They get 3 minutes where they can just relax. They don't have to listen to this drivel. I've got to sit here for another 3 minutes while you try and explain to this idiot why we have a parasites and why we have fish and why, you know. It's just interminable.
Oh, Karl's question is, what's the point of a parasite? I was saying, well, they evolved alongside everything else and it's part of the ecosystem. He's going, but why is a parasite in a fish, in a heron, back in a fish? And I said, what's the point in anything, right, apart from the balance of the ecosystem that survives at any time? And then Steve went, Karl, you should have done this when you're in sixth form, questioning the point of life.
Yeah,
and
you should have had these existential questions, you know, when you were younger.
Did you ever used to lay awake at night thinking, where did the universe end?
No.
I did that when I was about 6 or 7 for about a year. When someone said it was...
He was lying awake at night thinking, where does Manchester end? I assume it goes on forever.
They've made a map, haven't they, for the for the universe?
Yeah. Well, yeah, as far as they can. Yeah.
Big is it?
It's massive.
Yeah.
But if you're that lost, you know what I mean? Forget the
map's
map.
not going to help you. Sure.
If you're that lost, forget it. Look, we're never going to make it. We're not going to live 400 light years. We're not going to... Of course, you could take a shortcut through a wormhole, couldn't you?
What's that?
Oh, no! Let's not talk about the universe, please. Let's talk about something that you could comprehend, Karl.
Well,
were you on Richard and Judy yesterday?
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
It was good. It was good fun.
Yeah.
It's a bit surreal.
Is it?
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice though. There's something charming about them. Do you know what I mean? They go off on tangents. They sort of digress. They suddenly think of something. She suddenly go, oh, my jumper's itching or something. You know.
Yeah.
And it's quite charming. It's not annoying at all.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen them do it through before. And I hope I didn't insult them because I said it was like an adult Blue Peter.
Right.
But
in what way?
Well, they had a Christmas wrapping competition.
Right.
Then they had
a Christmas wrapping competition.
And then they had
that wasn't them doing kind of hip-hop.
Then they had what the French people are like. There was a little didn't quite understand that living in France. Then they had a woman who relived an Elizabethan Christmas. The bit that made me laugh was she was sort of announcing this through an Elizabethan microphone and PA to all the people sitting around dressed as...
I'm a bit confused. This sounds fascinating.
It was good though. And at the end I said, next week I'll be washing a tortoise and that. Yeah. And the producer said, if you do want to make something for the show, we'll definitely feature it. So I might make some of those things that used to make on Blue Peter, like send in sort of, you know, I remember they made a chest of drawers out of 3 matchboxes.
Yeah.
For Barbie doll or something, or Action Man.
I seem to remember them showing you how to make a dusty bin once.
What, on Blue Peter?
I made one, I remember making one.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Blue Peter, obviously, for like 25 years, but is it the same sort of thing?
I think it's pretty much the same now, yeah. They occasionally they'll have kind of larger sort of dramatic scenes, so that all the cast will kind of act out sort of murder mysteries and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bit more of that going on.
Do they still have the Kodo drummers from Japan over?
I think the Kodos come on like twice a week.
With the shiniest buttocks I've ever seen. Greased, they're in like sort of nappies or whatever they call them, and they're playing the drums, and you see them from behind playing these big drums, and they've got shiny buttocks. The lights really pick up their arses.
I think they've kind of funked it up since we were younger, because I remember it was always stuff like, let's have a look at this traction engine.
Yeah.
Or let's drive some traction engines, one very small, a slightly larger one, then you need a larger one, and we'll just drive them around the studio for a bit.
So you're going up Nelson's column with Shep.
Yeah.
You might die, you might not.
But I always wondered if perhaps the people in charge were not perhaps down with the kids. So when they were saying, what are we going to do this week? Let's have a look around a traction engine.
Exactly.
That's what the kids of the early 80s want.
But they did used to sneak in education, whereas Magpie, that was just like funky people who were sort of really in the 70s.
Never watched Magpie.
No, I know I got it wrong as well. I did used to watch it, but I used to watch Blue Peter. I think I was conned.
I always feared, because see, with the Blue Peter, I felt like I was learning something. I imagine on Magpie it was just, you know, Mr. T came round or whatever. It was a lot more cool, was it?
It was a little bit more cool, and a lot more throwaway, and it was sort of like, Magpie was sort of like Looking.
Right,
on telly.
Yeah.
What happened to Looking?
I don't know, it used to be the Junior TV Times, I don't know. There's probably people listening who've never even heard of Looking.
Is that what it was?
Apparently so.
But there was cartoons and things.
Yeah, it was just basically an advert for ITV. Looking.
Oh, was it?
Almost entirely, yeah.
And did it have like a Laurel and Hardy strip or something?
No, it would have things like the story of 5 Star.
Really?
And
is it like the ones in the News of the World?
Not dissimilar.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Hey, I've had 5 kids. Next picture, bought one of them a guitar. Next one, we're at number 7.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Next week, Tina Turner.
I love the fact that 5 Star is still touring. There's only 3 of them now.
Really?
They're still called 5-star.
Really? Yeah, I thought there was 4 Boney M's at one point. Tribute acts that each one of them had a... And then there was a 5th who was someone who wasn't the original member of one of the Boney M's who set up a splinter group. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know how many there are now. Yeah. I was thinking what we should do on this show as well is have a doctor.
Right,
just sitting in the
you're
corner.
worried about your health?
No, just so when Karl says, why are your bollocks there? The doctor can now go, well, let's ask doctor.
Right.
And he goes, they're there because I don't know. And we need a vet
Dr.
as well.
Fox available?
we need a doctor, probably a vet, some sort of vet, or a naturalist would be good. And what else? Oh, and a physicist or something, or an astronomer. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Karl?
I'd love that.
Would you really?
Yeah.
Is there any doctors listening? Of course there are, as if a doctor would listen to this. If you are a doctor, I want a qualified doctor. I don't mean someone who's in their second year at medical school. We're not interested in that. Right? A qualified doctor, a GP, or any specialist, and you maybe want to contribute regularly, give us a call.
Yeah.
We'll even give you a special phone line and stuff.
Yeah.
Not for now, though. We're going to get a lot of mentalists, aren't we?
I would adopt a nom de plume, an alternative, identity, because your patients are going to flee if they find out you listen to this.
Exactly.
Tribe.
What's the phone number, Karl?
Well, they might as well just email in with the number, mightn't they?
That's because you don't like answering the phone.
No, I just think it's a better way of doing it.
Okay. How can they prove they are a doctor?
Just,
Go on, Karl.
Something to do with,
Go on.
Go on.
Something to do with...
What thing could they say that we'd say, well, he's definitely a doctor, or we wouldn't know that? Think of something.
Well, I'm not a doctor, so...
We're on the radio, Karl.
No,
when we
I know.
ask you a question, you've got to speak.
I know, I'm just thinking, I don't know how you'd know, because you never ask them, do you? If you need their help, you don't think of going, no, before you do this, do you know what you're doing? but saying that, right?
Go on. Go on.
Talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
What was it now? Listen, a fella. No, listen. Do you want, all right,
no, come on. All right, he's got it now.
Go on.
This fella goes to the doctors, right?
Oh, right, okay. Right, if this isn't any way apocryphal, stupid, illogical, impossible, right, you are never, ever speaking again on radio. So make sure this is at least possible. I'll tell you what, I'll even give you improbable but possible. So if anything that breaks the laws of the universe or logic, okay, that's all you have to avoid. On you go.
Right, so this fella, right, he goes to the doctors because he's got earache.
Right, okay, if a chimp's living in his brain... Go on.
So he's got earache, he's sat in the waiting room and his ears all bunged up and it's hurting a lot and what have you. So the doctor comes out and he goes, right? And because his ear's all bunged up, he doesn't hear it that well, right? So he thinks it must have been me, right? So he wanders in.
Keep going.
Anyway,
I'm going to hate this. I can just feel it in my bones. Steve, I'm going to let you take over. Okay,
let's hear it.
So the doctor says, sit yourself down there, right? So he sits himself down. He goes, right, take your pants off, right? So he's thinking that's a bit odd. Anyway, he heard
that though.
He apparently he took his tackle off. The doctor did some operation.
What, there in the waiting room?
No, in his office.
In his office, yeah.
What?
Wait. So he removed what? His genitals?
Yeah.
In his office.
Why, Karl? Why, Karl?
Because he hadn't called him in.
Oh, he'd called in the bloke who wanted his testicles taken off, and he didn't hear it. What? So the doctor went out and said, Mr. Jones, who's here to whip off your cock and balls, just here and now, right? Bloke comes in, it must have been me. So the bloke who wanted his balls taken off didn't say, I think he said me. So he didn't interrupt then. So the bloke goes in, he starts taking his testicles off, and he doesn't say, I'm here for me ears. It's a new single from Snow Patrol and Run. That's brilliant, isn't it?
It's good stuff.
On XFM 104.9.
Rick.
Go on.
I'm about to say 3 little words to you that I've never said to anyone before.
Go on.
Karl is right.
On what, though?
From Reuters, someone's emailed in. A Brazilian man who went to a clinic to have an aching ear checked ended up having a vasectomy after mistakenly believing that the doctor had called his name. He had gone in there, entered the vasectomy room when he was called. He was called by the full name and yet thought it was him. But the strangest thing is that he asked no questions when the doctor started preparations in the area which had so little to do with his ear. He later explained that he thought it was an ear inflammation that had got down to his testicles. And the fellas came off. Extraordinary.
Right.
I'm stunned.
Amazing, isn't it?
But there's lots of things that keep coming true with Karl's nonsense. There's a programme on next week. The boy who gave birth to his twin.
Oh.
And he's there. He's like pregnant with this thing. You know?
How long ago did we do that?
Yeah, you discussed that years ago.
When I talked about it, it was a baby who had a baby. Now it's a boy who's like a grown man and that. It's took them ages to sort that out. I did it in one link one Saturday with the full story. Right? Keeps happening. We've done like Donald McIntyre's thing, right? He's been ripping us off. I did Cheap as Chimps.
Yeah.
He's been doing it.
No, he hasn't.
He has. He's done some programme about how much it costs to get a monkey and that.
Right.
What else have we done?
He believes this.
Yeah.
There's loads of stuff we've done like that.
You had the maggot coming out of the head. I laughed at you, yeah. Didn't in the programme, didn't see him wrapping the head in bacon, but I mean the principle's there.
Bob Holness is ripped off Rockbusters.
Yeah, and he ripped you off years ago.
Yeah.
He's been ripping you off for years, which is even more annoying.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yesterday, you know, Rich and Judy gave you the tea picked by monkeys.
Yeah.
I told you about that either last week or the week before.
Yeah, and then you also told me that there's a place where they grow coffee where the weasels come out and eat the coffee, right? But they have too much of it, get dysentery and vomit, and they sell the vomit because it makes the coffee smoother.
Weasel vomit.
Yeah. Absolute shies.
It's not.
Right.
When you say it like that, it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
Whereas the way you'd say it.
Yeah.
No,
Why do they keep taking the coffee? Probably addicted
you get
to it.
addicted to it, don't you? Caffeine and that.
Yeah. Why do they stick it up then? Because they have too much.
Because they're tired, they can't sleep. They sort of.
They can't sleep.
So they get ill. It eventually wears them down. They're sick, and then they sell it.
I showed those there's people send monkey news all the time for Karl, and I showed him one earlier, which said there's a new monkey hospital that's been opened.
Yeah. Karl,
Now, that's for the treatment of monkeys, right?
But he immediately thought it was run by monkeys in white coat. Did he really?
Yes, and he was disappointed because it wasn't. He was assuming there'd be little janitors. Is that what you said? Yeah, little janitors mopping up.
Carl!
Little chimps with the ECG machines, or whatever they're called. Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
He was almost angry.
Yeah.
Disappointed with it.
And what's this about Donna Eyre giving her baby to a gorilla for a week?
It happened.
No, it didn't happen.
She had a baby. They went on the honeymoon. They left it to a little gorilla to look after.
Don't talk! Absolutely, don't talk! Oh, God!
Again, there's people online now, so they can have a look at Anna Nova. Do you want to give some stuff away? Do some.
He believes it, and that's it. But the more these things sort of like pop up, come true, the more worrying it is. The more worrying it is for everyone. Imagine if Donna Eyre had left her baby to a gorilla. It's libelous. You saying that? It's libelous.
It's not. Well, someone will send it in a bit, and then you'll feel daft again. So I'm not even worrying about it.
Okay.
Right, you've got some rubbish to give away, you say?
Yeah, we've got some stuff to give away. DVDs, stuff like that.
Well, let's play a record. Let's do the
Any
competition
VHSs?
afterwards.
Any films on VHS?
Yeah, a couple of them in there.
For $4.99?
Yeah.
Supergrass.
Yeah, excellent. What is the competition, incidentally?
Doing songs of phrase.
No.
Oh.
Supergrass, late in the day on XFM 104.9. There's too much to get through here, Rick.
Go on.
There's too many things. We've got to systematically
Am I going to eat my words?
Well, before that, you know, we get emails all the time. They're coming through all the way through the show. And I open them, and a lot of them, because everyone's contributing, it's brilliant, but we can't really absorb everything. There's too much coming through. So I tend to open them quickly. I have a look, see if there's anything we can sort of make sense of, and close them again. Sometimes Karl looks at the emails as I'm opening them. One opened just a minute ago. You saw his face?
His face, yeah, what was it?
His face was just stunned. He was just absolutely dumbfounded. It was like he'd just seen something extraordinary, right?
And you closed it quickly.
I did close it quickly. I'll tell you why, right? Always got to bear in mind how Karl's mind works. All he saw was the name of the band that this email was promoting. So all he saw, all Karl saw, and you can imagine how excited he was all he saw was Half Man, Half Biscuit. That's all he saw.
I've never seen anyone so excited. Oh, God.
It was actually just plugging the popular joke novelty band.
How are you heard of them, then?
No.
Imagine how excited he was.
That is fantastic. Man, half biscuit. Brilliant. Mr. Garibaldi. Oh, half man, half biscuit. That is genius. Oh, amazing.
I just saw it, and when you closed it again...
Yeah, but the thing is, if he hadn't have told you that, and he'd have erased it, next week you were saying about what they've done in scientists, they've cloned a man with a biscuit. He's got currants for eyes.
Never go swimming.
What?
Never go swimming.
Anyway, just to... I don't know what the world's coming to, but someone sent us a link to one of the web news pages.
Go on.
The headline, Donna Eyre to hand her baby over to a gorilla.
Well, it's not. It's not going to be what he thinks.
Listen, Donna Eyre and her zoo owner boyfriend, Damien Aspinall, intend to place their baby daughter in the care of a gorilla. The couple plan to put Freya, who was born in September, in the gorilla enclosure at the zoo near Canterbury. They will then let her be carried off by the female of the group. Neither parent has any qualms about letting their daughter be taken off, despite 5 keepers being killed by animals at Howlett's and his sister's park since 1980.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Well, that's it. That's the news.
It's a newborn baby, and they're going to put it in a gorilla. But I mean,
well, he said, "Why would I not trust them? I know them. I grew up with them. They're my friends."
Yeah, but I'm not saying that they're aggressive, but it might roll over on it or something.
I don't know. Take it up with them. I mean, Donna Eyre's not the brightest spark in the box.
No, but I don't think
her husband is.
I don't think that she'd endanger. I mean, they must know something we don't. I still can't believe they're just going to leave the gorilla with it.
Mm.
Why would you though? But why would you? Even if it says, well, it's
cheaper than a babysitter.
Well, I don't know. Well, how cheap is a gorilla babysitter? Karl knows, because there's probably some sort of organisation.
Right, are we...
competition then, come on then, what is it? Oh.
Songs of Phrase.
Remind us of this?
We've got the film one coming up later as well.
Oh.
But Songs of Phrase is the one where I take a popular phrase from the show.
Well, no, it's not a popular phrase from the show. It's sometimes something you said once.
Right.
There's this airy Chinese kid.
Yeah. And I get all different bits of songs, so, I make up that sentence, and you have to email in with the artists that you hear.
Well, what's the popular phrase then? What's this popular phrase that's sweeping the nation?
It's what we talked about last week.
Go
on. My girlfriend had a problem with a marrow.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. She wasn't your girlfriend?
Oh, yeah, but I couldn't find sort of blind date or whatever. Mm-hmm. So seven artists it's taken to make up this Songs of Phrase.
My girlfriend had a problem with her marrow. That's at least 8, so...
Well, maybe not.
I think I've managed it in 7. Anyway, here we go.
What the artists? We'll look at the names of the artists.
Yeah,
Get a pen and paper, make a note.
What artists are you hearing here?
My friend with her
Very good.
Oh, okay.
Right,
What's more?
So, what the artist?
My friend with her
My girlfriend had a problem with her marrow. We want the names of the artists. What can we win, Karl?
Just can I just recap that story? Girl can't went on a blind date. But when he found out that this girl had some sort of bone marrow problem, he said he didn't want to see her anymore. What's the point in getting to know someone that's going to die?
Yeah.
So that's what you're dealing with. That is what you're dealing with Karl Pilkington.
Would you buy a car with a Duff engine?
It's a fair point. Ricky.Gervais at xfm.co.uk.
Don't steal our son. The Thrills on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant. Over there, Karl Pilkington, the man who believes anything. I think it might be a condition due to his little round head. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like, it might be a new condition that we can call cranial spherity. And because it presses on his lobes, and the only sort of upshot of that is he's normal everywhere, but he believes everything he reads or sees on Anna Nova. All right?
Talking of which, Rick, I don't really follow the news.
No.
It's mainly boring, isn't it? Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, it is a war. It's all this nonsense before and after. When it's a war, It's, you know, it's in the middle of the war. You can watch it on telly.
True.
You get results.
True,
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a test match or something. But it's all this rubbish before and after. It drags on.
This recent war seemed, I thought, just generally, it was better presented than the previous one. Because I remember the first Gulf War, it was often during the night, and I couldn't stay up.
Yeah, because I think the American had rights to it, like the Tyson fight. So we had to get it at 2 a.m.
Exactly.
Which is annoying. They had, you know, their prime time in that.
Yeah,
and a lot of it was in black and white, is when the bombs went in.
When the bombs going in.
So
this time there seemed a lot more colourful.
Yeah, it's much better coverage. I think they should win awards.
Yeah, well, I'd like
for
to see
it.
awards,
So
yeah.
like Channel 4 won for cricket.
Yeah, I mean, a few times as well, I was quite pleased to see they actually had footage of the bombs exploding.
Yeah. No, good. Well done.
Generally, you know,
good on you. Well done. Good on you.
Yeah, I don't know if
costs a lot though, doesn't it?
It isn't a costly
War's
thing.
a lot more. When you got something like, you know, a Jimmy Carr game show, which probably costs about $100,000.
Yeah.
Like half an hour of war costs millions.
It's almost
man.
as expensive as like Terminator 3 or something.
Yeah. But I mean, you know.
But then, you know,
you got a variety.
Exactly.
Sorry, Steve, you were talking, mate.
Well, no, I just wanted to make sure you're aware that the World Elephant Polo Championships have taken place.
I did get it. I think they mentioned it on. Yeah, we won, didn't we?
England won.
Yeah.
Well, my question is, where have they been practicing?
I don't know.
Do you remember ever at school anyone ever saying to you, "Are you interested in playing polo with elephants?"
Do you reckon it was 5 blokes in pith helmets kept sneaking into a whipsnade?
Possibly.
What are you doing, lads? We're practicing. Get down.
Yeah.
Get off them elephants.
Yeah. I didn't even know we had a team. I can't believe it.
No,
but it's like Johnny Wilkinson and the rugby lads. They're going to get MBEs, all sorts. The elephant boys, the elephant polo boys, nothing.
They get nothing.
I haven't seen the son talking like
to
them.
be fair, it's not like horse polo where I don't think there's a stick long enough. I think the elephants kick it, don't they?
I think you might be right. I think they're not allowed to use their tusks.
They burst it, weren't they?
I think
they go,
start again.
Raheem!
Yeah.
What do you mean the elephants kick it?
All right, I've opened a can of worms here. You know, normal polo on a horse, they have like
mallets.
Yeah, they whack them, right? But I think it's obviously they're too high up. I think I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they just train the elephant to kick it.
So why are people something about? Why not just let them have a kick about without?
Imagine that! And why does horse racing have to have a jockey? Well, they just let the horses go, okay, lads, on your, no cheating, on your marks, get set, go. You get back here. Get back here. Brilliant. Why do you think? I tell you what, I'm going to be like a teacher now. Why do you think?
You sort of get mixed up which end they sort of go in. Which end they've got to get the ball in.
Sort of. Yeah, yeah.
How do you sort of steer an elephant, as it were? How do you ride an elephant? It seems quite a complicated procedure. I don't imagine they're quite as versatile as a horse.
No, you can't sort of like pull it and its head goes,
no.
can you?
I mean, I don't really know how you... I mean, you'd have to have a huge playing surface, wouldn't you? I mean, these are big creatures.
Yeah. They use Kent.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, they drop 2 big... huge jumpers.
yeah.
Either side. One in south of Kent, one in North Kent.
Exactly.
And it takes days.
And is there like 11 on each team?
Yeah, and one on the subs bench.
Exactly.
And it keeps breaking. The bench is broken.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Easily because he's never getting chosen.
He's never getting chosen, yeah. Well, he doesn't turn up to training.
Of course, and he's never going to forget.
He's down the lake.
Exactly.
Down at the lake when they should be training, eating too many buns.
Exactly.
Like Gascoigne. Right, Karl, come on then.
Oh, hang on, I just must tell you as well about Lord Admiral Nelson's erotic letters.
Go on.
They've been sold at last for £117,000.
Sunday Mail?
I don't know who bought them.
Who opened them that shouldn't have?
They got sent to someone else.
To you.
They were meant for Lady Hamilton. What are you doing opening them?
Go on, what's he say? What's he got up to?
It's interesting because they've printed a couple of the things he's wrote.
Dear Lady Hamilton, a bit of a problem. Just the one hand. You might have to help me out on a couple of manoeuvres.
Yeah, and the one eye. So I'm not appreciating the 3D.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care where you put it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go on.
You'll have to help me guide it in.
You might as well stand across the other side of the room for all the good it do me.
Exactly.
Go on then.
Of course, he ended up kissing Hardy, didn't he? Did he kiss Hardy or did he ask him and he never did?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about this because I heard that he didn't and it said kiss me, which means fact. And then I heard that he did say kiss me,
Hardy.
Hardy. Like, you know, because it was Coach's friends. I don't know. Is it Kismet or is it Kiss Me?
Kiss Me Hardy. I think his final actual dying breath was no tongues.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And someone went, kiss you what?
Exactly, yeah. Maybe that was his nickname.
My name's Smith.
Yeah.
You want me to kiss?
Exactly.
Kiss me hardy. I wouldn't have thought so. I'll kiss your lips and you'll be happy with it.
But
I'll
yeah,
touch you hardy, but I'm not kissing it. Go on.
a couple of quotes from there. This is him writing to Lady Hamilton, who he was having an affair with. I can neither eat or sleep for thinking of you, my dearest love. I never touch even pudding. Well, I think we've all written a letter like that to a lady.
That's a euphemism.
Surely.
That's like I think that's. I haven't eaten. And by the way, I haven't even knocked one out.
Yeah, exactly.
You are going to get a sackful. All right, Carl? You're the producer. Is this all right? It's all euphemisms. I've not said anything wrong. Go on.
Oh, come on. It happened in the 19th century. We
Yeah.
can talk about it, you know.
Yeah.
This is more topical than monkey news. Anyway, listen, sorry, we better get back to the competition. I'm worried that we've lost sight of that competition, because I'm not going to lie to you, we've had no entries whatsoever so far.
I can't believe that, because I actually got up most of those. That's actually a more accessible one. I think I know all the artists, and I'm stuck on Girlfriend, but I think I might know who that is.
Let's hear it again.
I'm surprised. No, I think that's a pretty accessible one.
An
man.
accessible quiz?
Yeah, so no one's... Is the email up or no one's listening?
No, well, I think there's a little bit of that. But I think we've accidentally closed down the texting.
Oh.
So if you're texting in...
This
don't
is
bother with that.
rubbish. It really is awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just play it again. Hang on a minute.
I'll tell you what it was. We didn't give out the prizes. We didn't say what the prizes were going to be. That's the reason.
Yeah, I think the emails are going to go mental
When they find out it's the first series of Open All Hours on VHS, they'll be
Yeah.
flooding in. Let's see what
and
we've
the
got
Bridget
here.
Nielsen video.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
No, actually, it's not too bad.
Go on.
The best air guitar albums in the
yeah,
in the
that's
world.
still going. That's
Volumes
that's
1 and 2.
evergreen. That'll keep running and running.
Some kind of anniversary box set of a Doctor Who episode with a small
New
model
one
car.
wants that, baby.
I'm Alan Partridge Series 2, that's
Yeah.
worth having, obviously, and
Yeah.
Porridge Series 3.
Okay,
If
good.
you've not watched all of them on UK Gold, then get them on DVD.
There's something wrong with you.
All right.
So, yeah, let's hear it again.
All right. Just name the artist. That's all we want. Just the artist.
Ricky.Gervais at xfm.co.uk.
Play record.
Right, Adams?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is absolutely fantastic.
His version of Wonderwall. If you've not heard it
Beautiful.
yet, you'll be loving it.
You'll be loving this.
Wonderwall, as performed by Ryan Adams.
It takes your breath away. It's so good, doesn't it?
Brilliant.
Is that off the album?
Well, it's which album do you mean, Rick? There's so many at the moment.
What's the one? The next track on one album? The track after this on one album?
Well, you're thinking of this album, Love Is Hell.
Yeah.
Part 1.
Can we play the track after that?
We could possibly do that.
And
Shadowlands.
that's how it's amazing.
A bit later on. Yeah, there's various albums out at the moment, but Rock and Roll is the big rock, 80s style rock album. It's all right, it's not great, but this is much better. Go for this one.
Yeah,
it's
not as
Love
good
Is
as
Hell.
not as good as adverts though.
Do you know, I love it.
Radiohead, Fake Plastic Trees on XFM 104.9.
Mm-hmm.
Someone just emailed in and said, just want to know what you think of that cover of Wonderwall.
We told you. We said it was great.
Yeah.
Listen.
But they must have been listening to hear...
The song.
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
Although maybe they just turn off...
When we start talking.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
That would make sense. I mean, it makes sense in a sort of preserving of sanity type way as well.
Objectively, Rick, if you were listening at home, if you didn't know us and you were listening to the show, would you listen to it? Would you bother? I know that's a hard thing to get your head round.
It's difficult to say, isn't it? I've no idea. I've no idea what people coming to this for the first time think.
I love you like a brother, but I get sick of you.
Yeah. I mean, I get sick of me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go up and
It's weird you should say that, because someone's emailed in.
Yeah.
A recent survey's been done by Cheltenham and Gloucester. The most desirable neighbour in Britain. Number 1,
Shane Ritchie.
Johnny Wilkinson.
Oh, right.
It doesn't actually give me the full rundown, but David Beckham was in the list.
Yeah.
Shane Ritchie was indeed in the list.
Yeah, he's flying at the moment.
As was Ricky Gervais.
Really?
Well, that's what it says. It doesn't tell me where you came, though. And there was actually a neighbour from hell, and you weren't in that list.
Well, I'm a good neighbour.
Oh, come on.
I am. I'm quiet. I don't keep myself to myself. I never...
Do you know what I'm thinking of?
What?
If it was best friend.
Yeah.
Now that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Most desirable friend.
I'm a good neighbour, I'm quiet, you know, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I imagine being stuck in a room with me writing all the time, with me squeaking like a chimp.
Unbelievable.
Although I don't physically abuse you, I save that to my bald mates like Karl and Rob and that. I just like to squeeze their head. I don't squeeze your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's because you command a little bit more respect.
Ah, thanks very much.
Do you know what I mean? You're not that sort of... You're not an idiot.
Oh, sure.
All right, Karl, got anything to say? Has anyone seen his picture in Heat this week? It looks fantastic, doesn't it? Do you know what Steve said when he saw that, Karl?
Go on.
He said, it has captured Karl.
What do you mean?
Well, you just look utterly gormless. In the picture. It's captured you brilliantly. You know how like a good photographer can do that? You can capture the essence of someone. That's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Well, actually, I'm the photographer.
Yes,
Because
you
it was a
are.
screen grab from the behind-the-scenes footage.
Well done.
So I got that gimpness. I captured the essential gimposity.
Exactly.
Yeah. Karl.
Yeah.
All right?
Captured it.
Yeah, well, I did a little article for Time Out, and I think Boyd from Heat has sent over that screen grab to them, so he might be in Time Out. I'm going to try and get him in every publication.
Yeah.
For 1 year. It's like
Well, you've managed it in the last 2 weeks.
Exactly, yeah. It's like a Dave Gorman project. Are you Karl Pilkington?
Yes.
Let's do that, shall we? If anyone's got a publication, it doesn't matter how little, just take it from Heat. That's mine, so you're welcome to it. Just try and just put his picture in anything. Next to round things is best, isn't it? That'd be good. You all right, Karl, with that?
Yeah.
All right, then, good. What have you got for us, Karl?
News headlines?
There hasn't been that much going on.
Sure.
Sort of headline-wise, you know.
Sure.
No, because I look for good headlines and that, don't I? That sort of get you interested, like the...
Well, then when you're interested, you don't read on.
No, I did.
Okay, go on.
Like the one, do you know the one I read out a couple of weeks ago? That was man lives in dump for 10 years. Right?
I remember the Chinese woman eats dirt.
Yeah, well...
That was a cracker.
Man lives in dump for 10 years. I read on with that one yesterday. I found it in my bag because I took it on, so that I'll read that when I get a minute.
Yeah.
Right?
News. Imagine that. News. I might read last Thursday's Sun.
Yeah.
Just to catch up.
Do you know how he got caught?
What do you mean how he got caught?
He lived in a
rubbish dump.
Well, what's
he
up with
lived
that?
in a rubbish dump.
What's
No
good?
one knew he was there, right?
Yeah.
He was living off food that had been chucked away. He said a lot of people chuck away stuff that isn't off, so you can survive on that. He had a nice little place to sleep and that, on an old mattress, that was all right and stuff. Got away with it for 10 years until he decided to celebrate bonfire night with some fireworks. Can you believe that?
Well, he's happy that the gunpowder plot was foiled and the Guy Fawkes was beheaded,
Anyway.
thus saving our system of government.
There's got to be a couple of news headlines, surely.
Hold on, wait a minute. Bong.
Pierced penis man off the hook.
Bong.
Man changed his name to Bubba 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 Bubba.
Bong.
Dwarf to live in a glass box.
Dwarf to live in a glass box.
Yeah, it's meant to be art or something. It's not though, is it?
What? Meant to be art? Why is... Yeah, whose idea is this? Is it art, or is it someone hired a dwarf to live in their box?
It's just a box, and he can even leave when he wants, apparently. He can, go, I'm hungry, I'm going for a walk, and he puts a little note.
If it's Damien Hirst, he might end up in 4 bits. So just be careful.
But to me, that's like that thing when I said to you about the woman in the jar.
What woman in the jar?
The woman in the jar, they go, oh, come and see the woman in a jar. And
Yeah,
then
it's
it
a big
turns
jar.
out it's a big jar. So
Yeah,
it's
it's a
like,
big
well,
jar.
put me
Yeah.
in there as well then.
Exactly.
It's not
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
And that's the same with him. It's a big box, he's a small fella. What's good about that?
What do you want to do, though? To compress matter?
But hang on, it's not a world record-breaking attempt. It's supposed to be art.
No, what's art about that?
Well, I'd like to
What's
try and
art
justify
about
it.
that? Oh, can we do a show for BBC 3? Karl Pilkington going around, what's art about that?
Yeah.
That is brilliant. What's art about that?
I'd love that.
Would you?
I'd love that.
Me and Steve are going to do a thing called Is Art Rubbish, where we go round and we chat about it.
Yeah.
But we can hand that over to you if you want to do that. If anyone from BBC 3 is listening, Karl Pilkington, what's art about that? All right? Weird, isn't it? And what would you go around like Sensation and things like that and Saatchi and go and...
Darley and that.
You put a sheep in formaldehyde, what's art about that? Our butcher does it. All right. Weird, isn't it?
What do you make of Dali and the melting clocks, all that stuff?
Talked about it, haven't we?
Have we?
Told you, yeah. Told you
What
about
do you think
it.
of it?
He sort of milked the idea a bit.
Right.
Because everything had a melting clock on it. It was like he had a bit of success with it once and then he just ruined it. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's
like you with the monkeys.
Like status quo.
Yeah.
Sure. What's your favourite artist? Don't say Lowry.
Lowry's my favourite artist.
Why is Lowry your favourite artist?
Captures life, doesn't he? Going on and
In
that.
stick form.
I know you're a big fan of Where's Wally as well, aren't you? You've never found him, have you? I've never found him yet.
No, Carl, that's not Wally, that's a stain on the table. You've come off the book again.
Anyway. Listen, are we doing what's in a bit?
What?
Right,
What? We don't know what you're talking about.
Play a record.
What?
Yeah, we'll be doing what's it in.
Yeah, what's it? Coming up after the break.
The film thing.
The film thing. Oh,
Pathetic.
idiot. Libertines Don't Look Back Into the Sun on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl, have we got the results?
Yeah.
Go on then, what are they?
Songs of phrase.
Okay, songs
this
of
was
phrase.
the phrase, these are the songs. My girlfriend had a problem with a marrow. The answer's Sinatra, Prince, Bill Medley, U2, Shirelles. There was also Dub Pistols in there.
No one got all of them, Karl, obviously. But we'll give it to Mark Cantan. He got, what did he get, about 6 or something? Yeah. Well done, he's from Dublin, so that's nice.
Well done.
Listening over there, the Irish.
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
A German man, just thought I'd let you know this, Karl,
Sure.
Ricky. A German man has been arrested because he taught his dog to give the Nazi salute. And then he made it do it in front of 2 policemen. I think it's an offence in Germany now. That's a fascist with too much time on their hands.
No, but is it? It's illegal for a dog to do it as well?
I think so.
I bet he thought he'd found a loophole.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been dying to do it, but he thought, well, I'm not allowed to do it. It's illegal for a human to do it.
Yeah.
Thought he got around it. No.
For a while, it just kept doing the Basil Fawlty funny walk. And he's going, no,
no,
you're
don't
undermining
do that.
it. Don't do the legs as well. But the reason I mentioned it is because he's German. And what were you telling me earlier about? Karl was whittering on about the Germans earlier. He was saying something about the accent. It's fine with blokes, but not with women. You won't want to go out with a German woman because of the accent.
I just think it's a bit manly, isn't it?
Sure.
Is it?
Yeah, it sounds a bit hard. I can't imagine having a nice sort of romantic chat with someone.
Well, it's not a romantic language, no. It's quite harsh, yeah, but that's our...
No, but what I mean is, right, I can't speak any other languages apart from this one.
Well...
Right.
You're struggling with this one.
Yeah.
And what I mean is...
Whereas you really do speak the language of love, all right? There's some condoms, where's me tea?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if a French woman was talking to me, I'd say, I don't know what you're talking about, love, but it sounds good. Whereas a German woman, I'd go, oof. And she might be saying really nice stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But then we got talking because, do you know, like, me brother
Sort of a prejudice, really, isn't it?
In a sense.
What do you mean?
In a sense, it's racist. But anyway, on you go.
Yeah, go on.
It's not really, is it?
No.
But, yeah, my brother was in the army. We've talked about it, haven't we? And
Yeah.
how he got kicked out for going for a packet of fags in a tank and that.
Yeah.
Right? But he was, when he was in the army, he was based in Germany for a bit. And he used to be one for sort of, you know, picking up the ladies and that. He always had, you know, new girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah. He's a Pilkington.
Used to get through loads of them.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. I wasn't that bad. But
Well,
my
no,
brother,
because you had things like you had trouble with your marrow and that. No, you might die. I'm not interested.
yeah, but no matter what he did, do you know what I mean? When he was a bus driver, he was one of them who always had a woman still at the front with him and sort of, you know, having a chat and stuff.
Sure.
And he sort of got kicked out of that and stuff. But
When he was bus driver, did he own the bus or did he just take it to get a packet of fags?
so
He's in Germany.
he's in Germany, and the army people say to him, "Now we know what you like, Pilkington, right?
Das Pilker.
Don't be meeting up with any German women.
Fraulines. Leave the Fraulines alone.
Not allowed to go out with German women because apparently they get you and then they beat you up and that.
What, the German women?
Why?
Go on.
Don't know. They just said don't because they don't like English army people and that.
Why?
See,
I don't know.
the English is your first language, isn't it?
Are you speaking German now? Or?
I can't tell. They don't get out with the Germans, go beat you up and that. Don't like English army, man. What is that?
What worries me, Rick, is we've got the face, the body language and things to try and interpret this gobbledygook. The listeners, they just got the words.
It must be, I know, yeah. It must be just ridiculous for a listener. Right, just do the competition. What was that anecdote about? Don't go out with German women, they'll beat you up.
I'm just saying, when if you're in the army, if you're about to join the army and you think it'll be great, I'm going to meet loads of women over in Germany, it's not going to happen.
Wise words there. Wise words.
So this station in public service.
Excellent. Okay.
Right. Can we just play a song and then do the film thing?
No, just do the film thing now.
Oh no, let's play a song.
Oh, what are we playing?
Bit of Bragg.
Billy Bragg,
Yeah.
excellent.
What's this called?
It's called The Saturday Boy, Carl.
Saturday Boy.
Billy Bragg, The Sunday Boy on XFM 104.9. Ricky's laughing because he's just thrown something at Karl.
It made him jump.
Yeah, that's worked well. Here are the prizes for the film quiz thing, which I think is what it's called. Brilliant. People will be loving this. It's Trance Anthems,
Brilliant.
2003. We know we got a lot of trance fans listening. The best air guitar album, obviously.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
The best club anthems.
Yeah.
Series 1 of Happiness by Paul Whitehouse. The very best of Father Ted on DVD. We've got Teachers. We've got Knowing Me, Knowing You. Not too bad. Yeah, a few bundles there. Good stuff. Christmas gifts and things like that. So
That Knowing Me, Knowing You, I've noticed on VHS, which is good.
Yeah.
That's quite quaint. Excellent. Brilliant.
All right.
Yeah, so explain the conceit of this?
It's when, we sort of dig out a film that I've been in.
Mm-hmm.
And this is... I don't know if I'll tell you what film is, because that might be the question, thinking about it. Because there isn't that much going on in the clip.
I think we need to know what the film is.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right, it's Rain Man.
Okay.
Why is he called Rain Man?
Is that going to be the question?
Yeah, I know the answer, Carl. Don't worry. Don't look at me like that.
I do.
Oh, well done. Yeah, you watched the film. Yeah, you should.
Right, so it's you, Karl, in the film Rain Man.
Yeah, it's the bit when Tom Cruise is in the doctors with the ill man. All right. There we go. You ready?
Well, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I do know that his brain doesn't work like other people.
Wait, I am sat here. Don't go talking about me like I'm some sort of div kid. Got a good brain. Works well. It stores all sorts of information and stuff, doesn't it, Tom?
He remembers things, little things sometimes.
Well, don't say like that, little things, as if it's stuff that isn't important.
Are you good with numbers? The doctor's asking you a question.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking. Good with numbers. It depends. Not that good at maths, but I remember facts that have got numbers in them. Like I know that one person in 2 billion will live to be 116 or over. Right? Weird thing is a lot of them are Chinese, so, sort of makes you wonder if they're lying.
I'm afraid I don't understand what you're talking about.
What do you mean you don't understand? It's not... All right, here's an easier one for you then. Goldfish have better memories than people think.
He's right. He's right? Yeah.
See? There you go. Goldfish related. Oldest goldfish in the world was 41.
No.
Yeah. Funny thing is there, if it was a goldfish with a dodgy memory, could have been older. Could have been, pushing 45. So.
That's amazing. That is amazing. He should work for NASA or something like that.
Well, don't go that far. They're the sort of things that I like reading about. I've got that big book there. It's full of
Did you read all this?
Yeah, don't...
You read all these stories that are in this book.
Don't bother touching
Maybe
it.
you better put it back.
Give it back. No.
Okay, no, Ray, take it easy. I'm not gonna... I won't touch anything else, Ray.
Come on.
It's okay, Ray. It's okay. Come on.
Can I ask you something else, Raymond?
No. Well, you've annoyed me now. You've kept coming here saying I'm daft and that and messing with my book. Just go, will you?
Excuse me.
Were they messing with your big book of freaky facts? Yeah, that's out of order.
Good.
Right.
So what's the question? Why is he called Rain Man?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Everyone happy with that question? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Why is he called Rain Man?
Right?
Yep.
XFM.
Bad Day, REM, XFM 104.9. That's nearly it, isn't it?
That's almost it.
Got through another one. Got through another one seamlessly.
The film
Brilliant.
quiz, obviously, we had just moments ago. It was Karl featured in Rain Man. The question was, why is he and the film called Rain Man? The answer, Ricky, was...
Well, Tom Cruise's character, when he was little, couldn't say Raymond, and he used to call him Rain Man.
Okay. Plenty of right answers, but we're going to give it to John Steele. who interestingly is from West Yorkshire. He's listening.
Yeah, that is,
So they're
that is interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much that. Is there time for Monkey News?
I think we got to have Monkey News.
Let's
and
play
then that second track from the Ryan Adams.
Let's play the jingle though, if we can.
Oh, chimpanzee, that Monkey News, you
Right. Now, it was back in the 1980s.
Right. So it is quite topical then. Okay. When did this happen then? 1980s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about a Colombian F1 sort of, Formula One driver.
Yeah.
Apparently these races were going on, right? And someone kept winning them.
Right, okay, forget it. No, don't do it. It's because it's rubbish. Because it's rubbish.
Right, so someone kept winning the races.
So this human that kept winning the races. So this human being that kept winning the races, Karl, what was his name?
His name it's Jimmy something.
Yeah. How tall is he? Just out of interest. No,
Let's hear the story.
Was he about 4 foot
You
8?
might find out if I tell you the story. Right?
Go on.
So anyway, he kept winning and everyone was like, oh, he's brilliant, this guy, who is he, and all that.
Yeah.
But his gimmick, right?
Was never showing his body or face?
That's right. Never took his helmet off.
You're an idiot.
Never took his helmet off, right?
You know the short trousers he used to wear? His trousers were about a foot long, but his shirts, the sleeves were really long.
Anyway, right, so because he wouldn't take his helmet off...
You're an idiot.
He was taking part in, the F3, which is like the lower ranks of Formula 1 and that.
Just get to it.
Everyone thought it was like a famous driver who was taking part in that.
Get to being a monkey.
Anyway, what happened was, there was a crash one day.
Yeah.
And the car tipped over, everyone's like, oh...
He ran up a tree?
So...
They were suspecting when he ran away with the ambulance people up a tree and started eating a banana?
So the marshals ran over and the ambulance people were there and they were about to take his helmet off and the marshal was like, don't take his helmet off.
And give away the secret that he's a monkey.
Give away the secret and that.
Yeah, chimp. Yeah.
Took his helmet off.
Jimmy Chimpus.
Little monkey under there.
No, definitely not. Okay, let's play Ryan Adams.
Did he survive? Let me just a couple of questions. Did he survive?
Yeah, he did, yeah. He was allowed to keep all the awards that he won.
Sure.
But he wasn't allowed to take part in any other races.
Yeah, didn't happen. This is Ryan Adams. We'll see you next week.
This is a song called The Shadowlands, also from that Life is Hell album. It's good stuff.
Idiot.